What are we sipping on, Joe?
Tonight we just got cola.
Some cola?
Cola.
What about you, Jimmy?
I got me a nice little margarita I got mixed up here.
Ooh.
Nice blood orange margarita.
One of these days, I'm gonna actually have a drink while we're playing.
Whoa.
Just a single drink, maybe on the one shot.
Hey, let me grab my vodka. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
Yeah, we'll get you a nice vodka monster.
I'll probably have like a vodka cranberry. My sister got this like expensive Polish vodka, and she's like, I thought it was gonna be sweeter, so she didn't like it. And she's like,
Vodka?
Garrett, you want this? I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
It all tastes like nail polish.
Yeah, exactly. Like it honestly, it matters so little, like the difference between who makes an alcohol, because like they taste close enough. Like that's not.
That's not necessarily true. I wouldn't agree. I would agree with that statement on most alcohols besides tequila. Tequila, there's a big noticeable difference in a lot of the brands. But vodka is, I feel like every vodka I've had tastes exactly like the same. Just nail polish remover, like just.
That and for me, Scotch just always tastes the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I don't know. I can't tell the noticeable difference on some good Scotch. I have Scotch at my house. I have some Macallan, but like I've had other Scotches and they just kind of just taste like Scotch.
Yeah, which tastes like kind of nothing.
It's strong as fuck.
Tastes like water.
Harsher whiskey, honestly.
All right, hey party people, welcome back. This is gonna be episode 8A. Holy cow, 8 episodes on the split. That's nuts. 8A. If you aren't following us on social media, go ahead and do that. We are on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we are also on YouTube if you want to subscribe to us on there, if that's your preferred method of listening to us. If you do listen to us and you like what you hear, it'd go a long way if you could give us a review on whatever platform you're on, or just drop a comment on YouTube, say you enjoyed it, really anything. Your favorite part, your favorite character, why. Also, join us on Discord. We have a growing community there, and we interact with our community daily, and you could come hang out with us, get to know us, and ask us questions if you have any questions. Also, we have a Patreon account that by no means are we asking you to support us, but if it's something that you truly want to do, that money goes towards artwork, giveaways, different versions of our logo. We actually just had our first giveaway, which just ended, giving away the campaign guide from Ghostfire Gaming, Grim Hollow's campaign guide, in a hard copy, and the person that won that should be shipping out probably in the next couple days. That being said, we are going to get into the recap, and then right after that, it's all the players. And I'm going to, well, I guess not right away, because I'm going to talk about where we left off. In the same fashion that I talked about last session, and the session before that one, we are going to be doing a different kind of style of recaps before the sessions during Darkreign. I thought about it maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, about instead of doing recaps, because every day of Darkreign is like 3 whole sessions. But instead of doing recaps, we thought we would do some little like lore snippets. And so this one covers the gods that have abandoned Etheris. Also, to keep my players on their toes and to keep them from knowing exactly how far into Darkreign they are, because everything is dark and the sun is eclipsed, I'm just going to be saying the month and that it's the 301st Darkreign. You'll see it in the recap. Gracos, 301st Darkreign. There are more gods than those lost from the west, but Aurelia, Ulmir, Gelt, and Malgant were the most well documented in the Middle Lands. When the God War ended, and the gods were dead, if they had physical bodies, did they fall to the material plane, or were they lost into the expanse of Celestia? Did they bear weapons and armor, trinkets, forbidden spellbooks? Could they destroy at a thought? Those were the things lost to time, treasures of knowledge forgotten forever. Or perhaps not. Even those not religious would fall to a knee for a chance to read those ancient secrets. It was known that the current emperor of the Barak Empire bore the tools given by the gods to the first emperor Endorius, a crown from Gelt of authority, a sword from Malgant that increased his might, an orb that gave him farsight from Ulmir, and a breastplate to protect him from harm given by Aurelia. It was feared, but not known whether those gods were dead. The truth was best kept a secret from the people, so the seraphs pursed their lips and let forth lies to swell the faith. Was it possible, though, that at least one god still lived, maybe from the Southlands, and maybe they simply abandoned their people? Was it possible that they may come back one day? Faith was a fickle thing. And so we resume with you guys are down in the basement that belongs to Troy and Isaac Olsen. After having just found out who Isaac is. I mean, that really doesn't mean much to Ilfharyn and Eamon, but it does to Rylon. And as well as you guys also have Clement down there, the little child of the Seraph Memorial. And with you is also Stezriel. And you guys just fled from the Feral Faithful. It was your thought that if you went to the cathedral, that you could contact some sort of divine figure or get some insight from the vampires that were there originally on how to destroy the Lenchtag head so it doesn't regenerate. You got there to find that all the vampires were torn to shreds, their innards strewn about, their bodies torn apart, their limbs broken down into pieces. And these seraph figures, which covered their whole bodies from their collarbone down in their wings, were all over the inside of this cathedral, and one was standing outside. And they invited you guys in, to which you realized pretty quickly that something was wrong. And it took you a little bit of verbal finesse to get your way out of the situation, but a few of them ended up coming back with you to claim the Lenchtag head, which you said you were going to give to them. And Rylon learned somewhere along the way that using the spell Dispel Magic on them was a weakness of theirs. And so he tried to subtly hint it to... Dispel them! He tried to subtly hint it to Ilfharyn and Eamon. Eamon caught on pretty quickly, but Ilfharyn just kind of was like, that's not how that works. And one thing led to another, and they had to flee their home through the city because they were afraid they were being hunted down by these Feral Faithful now. And so down here in this basement, the walls are lined with cages that house monsters and terrors of both the material plane and perhaps even others, as you have with you down here one caged Feral Faithful. And their words before we ended the last session were something along the lines of, "Let me out so I can show you what power I've been given." He was saying that to Rylon, who was kind of interrogating him in a sort of way. So anyways, that's where we resume. You guys have just gotten a long rest. You've slept for about 8 hours. Ilfharyn only needed to meditate for 4, and you guys are down here in this basement.
And we're standing in front of this Feral Faithful.
You are. I don't remember if the others are.
Yeah, I think it was me and Ilfharyn because I was talking to the Feral Faithful trying to get a gauge on it, and then it started getting crazy, and then his eyes started glowing, and then that's where we ended the sesh.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. It was also decided that Troy was going to stay back with Clement because you had a conversation with Stazriel about what to do with that situation. I think that's everything. So you guys are right in it.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done. If you would like to try your dispel on it, then by all means.
Might as well. All right. I will cast Dispel Magic on this bestial angel in the cage.
Okay. And is there any save that is associated with that, or
I'll put it in chat. There
Okay.
is, yeah. Or it depends.
Yeah, if it's higher level than the spell, 3rd level, then he has to roll.
Mm. So I don't know what you would place the spell's level at, but even if I was to roll, let's say I roll high and it fails, then at least I know it doesn't work.
It's definitely higher than 3rd level.
Mm-hmm.
Roll it up, Nezzy.
All right.
I'm going to give you guidance.
Does it work for this? Oh yeah, it would. Yeah. Okay.
Ability check, yeah.
Yeah. Ability check using spellcasting ability. Okay. That's a 16 plus 3 for 19 plus a 1d4.
That's right. Solima's Embrace. Let's see it.
It's a 2 for a 21 total.
Okay. That succeeds.
Alright.
What does it look like when you cast this?
There's it would look like any other spell. Muttering of words, waving of hands. It does not take long, one action. So
Okay.
it's a pretty quick thing.
Okay, so you're standing there in front of this cage, and you guys are pretty much in the dark. There are a couple torches around, but the light doesn't fill the entire room very well. And this feral faithful is there. The cage was previously described as like 3 feet by 3 feet, with like a 6-foot ceiling, and so this figure is kind of cramped in there, and their eyes start glowing a brighter rose gold as they're looking at between the two of you, telling you to let it out so that you can see its power. And as you cast Dispel Magic and dispel the kind of shield that Malakir had cast on it, or formed around it, or however it came to be, you see there's kind of like a shimmer that ripples from like head down to toe across this feral faithful. And all of a sudden they appear just a little bit more dull, and there's kind of like a moment of concern where they snap out of their own kind of ego, and their rose gold eyes go dim just a little bit, and they scrunch their eyebrows together, looking down at their toes, and letting out like a guttural scream as their feet alight with radiant fire that begins just to quickly travel up their body, like up to their knees and their thighs, their waist, their chest, and up to their head. And they're like bashing against the bars there. The whole room around you now swelling with a bright kind of silvery golden light, crackling and popping and sizzling as well, accompanying this sight.
Is Clemens watching?
I think that Stazriel probably would have turned the kid away.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, because Stazriel's with them, definitely. And so, upon seeing or hearing that this is about to happen, would probably turn the kid away. And throughout all of this, the kid is likely trying to catch a glimpse of it, like turning its head or like trying to look. And Stazriel's just like putting a hand up in front of its eyes.
I think it worked.
You think?
They're still like thrashing, trying to reach through the bars at you guys, screaming just incoherent syllables between abyssal and celestial, like not even kind of finishing any full words, just going crazy. It lasts for maybe 18 seconds before the fire starts to die down and the light dies down with it, and just a charred husk and charred like still glowing hot like breastplate is just like crumpled up there on the floor of the cage.
Is it dead?
Looks like it.
Well, it's not exactly what I expected, but it might honestly be better.
Yes, I didn't think it would be that violent.
Neither did I. You know, from what I remember, I anticipated that it was just going to lose its wings and perhaps whatever abilities it gained since it ascended, but wow, that was gruesome. But now we know it works, which is good.
It does. It might not every time, like I said, but
No, but I'm gonna leave that up to you.
We have tries.
Yes. If you feel like there's one of these creatures that might be stronger than the other, that might be the one you want to try it on first, just in case. But how many of those can you do? At least for today?
For today, if I take a rest, 3.
3. Alright. How long do you need to rest?
An hour.
Alright. We'll give you an hour, and we'll prepare other adventures, of course. Isaac, do you have, were going to provide Eamon with a firearm, I believe, right?
Right. Yeah, something simple.
He'd kind of look up at this point. He'd be stretching his legs and kind of fiddling with them. They'd be kind of jutting out and spazzing out a little bit. I don't think I have any need of a firearm. I don't know how to use it much, and I think I fight quite a bit differently.
Do you have a ranged weapon in case?
I
You
do.
know. Oh.
Yes.
Well, seems enough that he doesn't need one then.
Right, fair enough. Right, so we got Eamon, myself, Ilfharyn, Stazriel, and you, Isaac. You said you were bringing some sort of netting or something to use to grab onto or
A
grab
catch pole. Yeah.
Catch pole. All right. Okay. We should come up with a plan now that Ilfharyn is going to be resting for a bit.
Well, do we want to fight them in the streets or just go straight back to the cathedral?
Well, from what I understand, that these creatures are not going to stop at nothing to perhaps locate us or sniff us out, right? So there's definitely some that's going to be posted on the street near where we were before. So we could use guerrilla tactics and ambush a couple of them at a time, but I don't think it's wise for us to just take a full-on assault to the cathedral.
Wait, but if you think about it, if they're not going to stop at anything to find you, then likely that they're not all at the cathedral.
I certainly would not mind an assault at the cathedral. I would just prefer not allowing open-air combat to occur.
So honestly, the cathedral might be a better option. We could tunnel them in, funnel them in the cathedral. They won't have enough space to fly around and be much more useful for, Eamon and Ilfharyn and whoever else, and yourself, Isaac, who are unable to, say, for instance, they fly hundreds of feet into the air. There's nothing you could do about that, right?
He raises his hand. I also had a picture of breaking all that nice stainless glass in the church. I think it would look very nice if it shattered on top of all those silly angels perching in their rafters.
There was something that we were looking for inside the church, right, Stazriel?
Yes, but
Behind the painting.
he nods to Ilfharyn.
And what was that again? Do you remember?
It was vague. I don't know.
It was fake?
Vague.
Oh, vague. I thought I heard fake as well.
Yes. It was the what we needed for the ritual.
Yes.
So what we were originally talking about was that we could scout it, which we could still do. I don't have Arcane Eye prepared right now, though, which would mean somebody would go in. Or
I would
multiple
say at this point, a sudden attack I could get behind.
people. Whose church was that? The cathedral.
Malakir's.
No nice.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yes,
It's
I
not
just-
not
no,
statement.
I just thought I'd ask, because if we end up fighting in there, and there's a lot of them, there's a rather high chance that the place is going to collapse. And
You think a place that big would collapse from us fighting?
possible.
I could purposely collapse it.
Well, we would need what's behind the painting first.
Seems a bit drastic.
It seems drastic, but some spells are very destructive.
Do you possess any of them? Destructive spells, like big ones.
One, yes.
And what's it do?
It's, imagine a storm in a ball.
A storm in a bowl?
Yes, like, look up in the sky and there's a storm. That condensed into a ball, a large floating ball. And there would be lightning flying out of it,
Right.
as well as the air pressure within the ball, the air in general, would be rather disturbed.
He squints his eyes a little bit and draws in a lengthy breath through his nose. Right.
Which is why I asked.
Will it attack us?
No, not if I don't want it to. Although
It
if
attacks who you say you want it to.
Yes,
Magic is a strange thing.
but if you're inside it, that's not good.
Right.
Although if you can get them inside it, that would be very good.
I could do that. His eyebrows kind of like perk up a little bit as he turns his head to look over at the catch pole.
I'm going to be running primarily supporting role in this combat encounter.
Mhm.
As you know, as we've already dealt with the Lenstag, that dealing with those of my own kind puts me at a severe disadvantage. And I don't want to run the risk that we ran earlier, that I'd be potentially healing a creature. So, I'm going to be doing what I can to keep us standing and a little pumped up.
Do you have that go quick spells, the one that lets someone move quicker than normal?
As I do. This is why right before the fight starts, I want Ilfharyn and Eamon, I want you both to be standing at least somewhat close.
Hey, you got it, pal. Sounds good to me.
Do you want me in the back or the front?
Where are you most comfortable?
He shrugs. I mean, I could be anyway.
Well, Ilfharyn and myself are quite... we're mid-range to close-range fighters, and Eamon is all up about being in the face, right? So, I took a gander at his appearance. Does he look like he's wearing some... You said he's wearing like a breastplate, right? Or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, he's wearing kind of like a half plate, and then Troy was wearing a breastplate.
Half plate, okay.
And then he's also got, the catch pole, and he's also been kind of like eyeing back and forth towards the ranged weapon table to like possibly in pondering bringing one, or whether or not it would be worth it.
I think it's best for you to bring one of those ranged weapons, just in case.
That's what I was thinking. The repeater crossbow.
There you go. I think that would work well. And if, depending how the situations may go, if my spell of haste wears off on Eamon and Ilfharyn, I'll be able to cast something else that would at least give us a bit more advantage for all of us. So, I have options, and like I said, I will make sure to keep my eyes out there for in case one of us gets severely injured, I'll be able to heal us.
If you're so worried about healing the things, why didn't you try it out on the one that was here? He looks over to like Charred Husk.
Because, to be completely honest with you, I'm not too concerned about keeping them alive. They had their options in life, and they chose to follow something far worse. Honestly, this is what they went through, or what they're going to go through, is a lot more painless than would be if they stayed in this cage for the rest of eternity. And I'm okay with that.
Isaac takes a moment to kind of like drag his vision back to you, and then kind of nods twice. Right. Well, I'm gonna get to getting my stuff ready while your friend here rests.
Alright.
He steps over to the table and starts fiddling with stuff.
Eamon, you wanted to potentially sneak in there, I believe, or did you just want to do some sort of like assault?
Oh yes, I would very much like to shatter the glass from the outside with this spell. He wiggles his fingers at you.
Okay. I could turn you invisible if you want to get closer to the top, or if it's something that you could do from the bottom without being invisible, let me know. We have options.
Ooh, invisible is nice, but let's see. He's trying to look like he's thinking to himself. I think the farthest I've ever done it before has been about 60 feet. How high up is that church? Fuck. How high up?
You guys have been there, so if you want, we can hop in Tailspire so you can see it.
Let's do it.
We going there anyway.
Not unless a random market merchant comes out of nowhere and takes our attention for 6 hours. Let's see.
He's got a hood on. I'm beating him up.
That reminds me of another podcast I listened to was playing Morkborg, and like a little, it was like a pre-made dungeon, and there's this little dude, there's like a trader, and he came out and was like, I will sell you my tube and my box, and that took up like a strong hour of their 3 hour long podcast.
Yeah. It reminds me back in the day when we used to play in Whip's campaign. He had a magical merchant named Gregor, and he would literally just like pull you into his shop and try to sell you like the most dumb shit ever.
Yeah,
it would just
awesome.
go on for hours.
This is the orb of time. It just tells the time.
That is actually awesome. Let me drag you guys to the board. Summon players to the board. Don't move your characters inside, because then you'll be able to see what awaits you in there. But you can see the buildings itself. The building itself.
Yep.
I forgot how to use a ruler. So is this 15 feet right here?
It's 20.
4 tiles would
It's
be
20 feet. Oh, okay. X-nay on the plan. Never mind.
I mean, you could always climb up there. You're a monk, right? You got climbing speed.
Yeah, I know, but the actual spell itself is only 10 feet, you know, so... You know,
Gotcha.
loud bang in one window.
10 feet.
10 feet. 10 feet.
This cone tool is sick.
Shatter is a cool spell, but unfortunately not right now.
So I guess we wait and prepare and wait for Ilfharyn to, I would assume, is casting Arcane Recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that is prepared, then I guess we set off. And I tell Isaac before we leave that if he can do that same darkness thing that he did before on our way here, to kind of shield us as close as we can to get to this cathedral.
Yeah, I could do that, but I don't think it'll hide you from if they cast anything that would detect you. They just won't be able to see you.
That's fair, but the way they can detect things is a lot shorter than the way they can see, especially if they can fly.
And I would prefer not getting shot at from the sky during our run.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. It's a bit dangerous to do it, but we can do it.
I will do it.
Could we not just get in close by being quiet?
We
I
can
mean,
do that.
sure, they're going to... I understand they can detect us, but if we're just sticking to shadows or keeping something over our head when we can, maybe that's better than a cloud of darkness.
Potentially, it's just that if we're going to be sneaky, I'm going to be... it's going to be a bit harsh for me because of my clunky armor. So I'm going to be the weakest link in that chain fence.
I see.
But with a little bit of luck and a little bit of prayer, I might be able to finesse it, but we'll see. It all depends, right, on the situation.
Okay, so can we go?
Right, let's go.
Is the child staying here
Aye,
with someone?
with Troy,
Okay.
Isaac's son.
Sure.
All right, Stazril, you ready?
I am a little bit nervous, but I am ready.
Oh, what's a bit of nervous? You're only going into the heart of Malakir and defeating a bunch of kin of ours that have fallen astray. What's wrong with that? Is it your first rodeo?
No, nothing wrong with it, Rylon. Nothing. Never anything wrong with anything that we do. He makes his way for the door. Isaac does as well. Before Isaac does, he goes over to Troy. The child is like standing next to Troy, and Troy like puts a hand on his head and like ruffles his hair a little bit. And Isaac gives Troy like a fatherly sort of hug, and Troy returns it, of course, and they split off, and Isaac holds Troy at like arm length by his shoulders, like, you know, hands on his shoulders, and just like nods a couple times. We'll be back, don't worry. Just don't open the door unless you hear the phrase. And Troy like nods a couple times. Right, you folks ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Come on then, up the stairs. and he opens the door and starts leading the way up the stairs. As stated before, the stairs they take you all the way underground, so they're pretty long. But by the time that you make your way up the narrow sort of corridor there, and all the way up to the top door that leads to the surface, it's kind of like, the point of no return. And he starts to unlatch the door, all 5 or 6 deadbolts that are on it, and then puts a hand on the door handle and turns to look over his shoulder at you guys, looking like each of you in the eye once over. And he draws in a sharp breath and turns down the handle of the door and starts to open it up. And it's like creaking gently, and he's got his eyes looking forward and around and up towards the sky. And the door opens all the way up, and he steps out into the open. It's a street. The distance between the door that you're at, which is disguised as a building, like the door into a building, like a home, but the distance between the door that you're at and the opposite side of the street where there are other homes is about maybe 15 or 20 feet. So a pretty sizable gap. And he walks out into the middle of it with catch pole like in hand. It's a pretty lengthy object, much like a staff. And so he isn't going to be much of a close quarters combatant, likely with this object. It's going to be dark. You ready?
Yes. He steps out into the street. So it's dark all around, right?
It's going to be. I mean, yeah, it's Darkreign right now, so it's already dark, but like it's going to be magical, like pitch black.
Yeah, I just mean on the street, right? There's no like lanterns and such right here. Or is there?
Correct. People aren't trying to draw attention to their homes, and so...
I'll just make a quick perception check. It would usually be at disadvantage, but I have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to look around and make sure no one kind of spotted this place out and is kind of just waiting for us to leave.
Okay. Yeah, roll that.
Being the pessimistic self. We have 14, sir.
Nothing seems to stand out.
Gonna be good night. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go.
Good luck.
Link hands.
You would do so.
And I need to know what order we're going in. It is important.
Well, I imagine that Isaac is in the front.
Yep.
Then that would put, I don't know. What do you guys want to
I'll
go?
take it. I'll take the second spot.
Yeah, we can keep the same kind of order as before. So it would be Isaac, Eamon, me.
I'll go in the
then-
back.
Okay, and so Stazriel, you.
Yeah. I'll take the rear because I have. I'll take my chances with the plate.
All right.
Rylon. Got it. Okay. This is gonna be sick. You guys link hands?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys link hands, and Isaac looks back to you guys. The door is already shut behind you, and Troy latches all the bolts. You can hear them one at a time. And then the mark on Isaac's chest, which resembles kind of like the skull of a goat with curved horns and like a sword going from top to bottom behind it, as if through it, starts glowing from his chest through his armor in like a dark purple, and then shadow starts to materialize around you guys in the air in a I think it was 60-foot radius or 40-foot radius around you guys. A large enough size for it to blanket all of you, no problem. And he reminds you guys, I'll shout out anything if we take a left, if we take a right. If anyone trips, stay still. I'll guide everyone's hands together and link them back up. Just don't go running off. I can see all of you. And you can see like his glowing purple eyes through the darkness. And he begins to lead you guys off in a walk, and then a jog. Left, right, hold on. All right, let's go. Left. And you guys travel for what feels like 5-6 streets, for a total of 2 or 3 minutes, maybe more, 3 or 4 minutes even, at a steady jog. And Rylon, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. All right. I don't know. Does that put me at disadvantage because I'm wearing plate? I don't remember.
I don't think it affects that. Anyone know?
I don't think so.
All right, I think it's just when I make stealth checks.
I think it's just like
Yeah.
sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw. Got it. 4. Clonk, clonk,
4.
clonk, 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 clonk.
Oh jeez.
Yes.
Okay.
Smile. He would also use fuck it. He would use actually that's an ability check. Never mind. He would fall on his face.
No, you're not tripping. You guys cannot be surprised because of Undead's little tentacle on the back of his head. Right, Eamon?
Yes.
It was funny because Undead was talking to me before the session started. He said, "Man, I just feel like this magic item that I got hasn't been that useful so far." And I was like, "Wow, that's ironic." And and so here you guys are being attacked by something. And I'm gonna drag us over to a different map on Tailspire because there's no other way to explain it. Since you guys are wrapped in darkness, you don't know what's happening. But once we get in turn order, I'll start explaining it, I guess. You didn't hear anything approaching you guys, anything leading up to it. All of a sudden, just, like, something's happening.
It finally came into use instead of them getting a full round of attacks on us. Thank fucking God.
And that's why I needed to know if Rylon was, or who was in what order.
The caboose always loses.
I'm gonna summon you guys over, and I'll drag your things onto the map. And you guys are shrouded in darkness, so you don't see what's happening right now. Do you guys see where you are on the map? So you're actually right there because you guys are coming around a corner, kind of.
All right, initiative time.
Yeah. Roll initiative on the Foundry. Let me start up a combat.
Yeah.
I'll drag your tokens on, and I hope that Eamon doesn't get one shot.
Again.
As another lynch stag comes from around the corner.
Come out to play.
Rylon would cast Spirit Guardians and Guiding Bolt at 4th level.
Man, I never roll no good.
Another
initiative.
4. Jeez, man, I suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my, what is happening? Who's coming for us?
I was rolling for Isaac and
Oh.
yeah, Isaac and Stazriel. But there is one enemy. We start things off, and Rylon, you take 6 necrotic damage.
Alright, I am resistant to necrotic, so I take half.
Okay.
So I'll take 3.
That's pretty sick. Pretty lucky. I mean, not lucky, but...
Lucky feet, yep.
Nope. But yeah, you take 6 necrotic damage, and I mean, I don't know, do you falter when this happens?
I mean, it depends on what happens to me exactly. Am I getting scratched? Am I getting snatched?
All of a sudden, it's just like a chill on you.
But I recognize the energy, I suppose.
And being necrotic, yeah.
So I guess I immediately kind of like stop moving, and I just kind of like clench my fists or my grip onto Stazriel, and just kind of like, ugh! I just kind of like make like a weird noise from the back.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I'll do. Since I'm kind of the caboose of the train, I'll kind of like hold up.
Okay, which probably forces Stazriel to kind of like slow down a little bit. So that means Ilfharyn, you feel all of a sudden, you hear this grunt from Rylon, and now Stazriel is kind of like pulling, not like dragging you or anything like that, but like there's clearly some resistance there.
Do I hear anything?
You hear Rylon grunting.
But nothing like flying past, nothing.
No, nothing flying, no sort of
it is
creature
just
noises.
Okay. I kind of need to speak more than anything else. So I guess I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll just ask, what was that?
Rylon?
Can I respond?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some grabbed hold of me. I don't know what it is, but there's something here.
Okay, yeah, alright. I'm just gonna say, cut the darkness. And, then I'm gonna let go.
What? What did you say?
Cut the darkness.
You see, like, his glowing purple eyes through the, magical darkness, like squint, like the top and bottom parts of him just get like chopped off as his eyes narrow, and then the darkness begins to dissipate and fade. His eyes stop glowing, and you see around you. I mean, it is dark. I would say that you don't immediately notice anything around you. It's Darkreign. What then? What was it? Why we stopped?
There's something here.
Something here. There's something everywhere.
I'm fucking peek around. I have a slight feeling that these might be shadow stealers. We might need light now.
Are you saying that you're rolling up perception?
I mean, are we in combat? So we have a turn? I don't know how it works right now.
Until you guys are actually fighting, whatever you guys are fighting, it's going to be a little bit loose.
Alright, then yeah, I'll roll perception.
So don't wait for me to be like, oh, it's your turn. What do you do?
5. I instead look at my own wound and be like, what happened here?
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Just keep moving.
Shit.
He would have his lantern lit.
Okay, we going?
Yes.
Yep.
We need light.
Okay.
Just something.
Then ignore the Tailspire for now, and we'll keep the turn order there in case anything does happen. But you guys start moving again. You get about, 30 feet before Rylon. You take 1 more necrotic damage. That's it. That's after it's halved.
Okay. I cast light on myself.
And did you say somebody was lighting a torch or somebody was starting up light?
I think Undead started a lantern.
Yeah, I have my lantern on. One of them.
Okay, I'm just gonna put lights on the actual people that have the light. Okay, so you cast light on yourself. Rylon and Eamon also cast light on, or has a lantern. You just took this 1 necrotic damage. What's your mindset right now, Rylon?
I'm gonna be vigilant and make sure that as we're moving, just kind of peeking behind me and making sure what the fuck is trailing us.
With your 5 perception, I don't think that you spot anything.
That's fine.
That's
but
rough.
I'm still looking.
Okay, and the rest of you guys?
Are you making it clear that you're still being hurt? Or are you just kind of looking around?
Yeah, I would assume that every time I get like attacked, that would kind of make like an audible noise.
Got it. Prowler, do you mind if I take a look while we're walking forwards here over
Sure.
what might be pecking at us here?
Sure.
Give me a 22, sir.
22. Okay, I'm gonna scoot you guys up a little bit because you've moved a tad. Did I tell you guys you can use the arrow keys to move?
No.
So cool. Yeah, what like a cool little feature. Eamon, I need you to stop fooling around, please.
Eamon?
Eamon. But you guys see outside of the light behind you, or I suppose Eamon does, a few shadowy sort of figures with like glowing coals for eyes, like a bright sort of yellow. It's not like they're radiating light or anything from their eyes, so it's not like they're beacons in the darkness, but like they're noticeable now that you see them, and they're trailing behind you guys just out of the light.
And what do these appear to be?
Just like shadowy silhouettes of humanoids.
Do they seem to have a form, or are they just literally silhouettes?
They're just silhouettes.
Got it, so shadow stealers. Yeah.
Think back to the cave I'm on from the very first episode.
Okay, I would kind of point them out to the rest of the group. I'd turn around and point my finger in the general direction of these things and say, there is some creepy crawlies following us. Back there.
Very casual, at which point, Rylon, you take
What do
3
you mean?
more necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Are they attacking me through the light?
Oh, you also notice, sorry, Eamon, that Rylon doesn't have a shadow.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. Hey, buddy. He points down behind you, like where your shadow would be, and he like holds up his lantern from his belt a little bit. You have no shadow, friend. I believe one of our friends back there has it. Can you kill those things? He says. He like leans around Rylon, looks at these things.
They're like snickering and chittering. Their teeth like, or they don't even have teeth. They're like, their mouths are just like jagged sort of cracks of yellow light that matches their eyes. That are just like formed there. And Isaac looks back as listening as you're talking about this. Oh fuck! I didn't bring anything to fight them. I brought what we needed for the feral faithful.
Yeah. Okay. So what do we do, friend? What's the plan?
Well, light. I hate light. It's a surefire way to injure them. But I can't really help you there.
While you're contemplating whatever you're about to do, I'm going to spend a key point and touch my friend Rylon here's shoulder and cast protection from evil and good. I don't know if these things are any of those things, but if so, they will have disadvantage on attack rolls made against them.
Okay. I say, just watch my back, and I'm gonna kind of just move myself towards the middle of the group, and I'm going to prepare a ritual really quick as I can. It's gonna be the most botched ritual ever, but I'm going to prepare.
Okay.
Essentially, it's going to be the same thing that I did to the Shadow Stealer that was on the mercenary in that tavern that we were at long time ago.
Uh-huh.
So, umagwagwa vazizao, umagwagwa vazizao. I set up fucking little candles and incense around me, like they're just like
Jeez.
littered around the ground.
Isn't this thing eating you right now?
What are you doing?
Meanwhile, Rylon, you take 2 more damage.
Oh, it's just straight damage. Oh, buddy.
Is that half? Or is
Yeah, that's after it's halved.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna, through the pain and through the midst of it all, I'm going to form this ritual.
How long do we sit here?
I don't know. As long as it takes.
Is it 10 minutes or 1 minute? An hour?
It's not a real ritual.
Oh, okay.
Okay, roll a religion for me, if you will.
All right.
Oh, dang. Okay. You guys see that as Rylon is doing this, right? Like his tufts of hair are just like gently being whisked up and like floating kind of parallel, or I guess horizontally with his head, as if they're being lifted up by wind. But there's no like gust or anything like that coming through, and his eyes are like glowing gently, and he's just repeating the same thing over and over and over, and the smoke is just gently trailing up into the air. And all of a sudden, it's like a bolt of light comes down from the sky and streaks and strikes the Shadow Stealer that's like just out of sight from, or just out of reach from you guys. And you hear like a high-pitched shriek and a squeal, followed by a scream, as some sort of dark figure from the direction of the Shadow Stealer wisps across the ground and right up into Rylon, forming his shadow again. And that Shadow Stealer is destroyed. Meanwhile, the other 2 are just trying to get away from the light. You hear like hissing and sizzling as they're just fleeing. And they, who knows where they go. That's something that Rylon did like in the 4th or 5th episode. It was really just kind of like a flavor thing, but I appreciate the remembrance of that. So that's something I'm willing to allow again. So what do you do then? Your shadow returns to you. The other 2 flee back into the night, into the darkness of Nov Ostoya during Darkreign. And Isaac kind of like squints a little bit, and he looks up to the sky where the like bolt of light just came down from. It's just maybe like a foot wide, just like a single, like almost laser bolt of light. I'm not sure if that was the best way to deal with that, but we should get going.
Right. Keep moving.
Yep, onwards.
Are we going to keep going with the lights on?
What choice do we have? We're just going to be attacked again.
Right. And he leads you on. He leads you down streets, and now that you guys don't need to have your hands linked, you're kind of able to jog, and he just kind of calls out like left here, right here, that sort of stuff. And you guys travel, a few more streets down along the way when you come across a large cathedral. I'm gonna roll something.
While you're doing that, I'm going to hold my hand on my chest, and I'm gonna healing hands myself for 7 HP.
Okay, sounds good to me. I just flipped a coin to determine something that I was like, does this happen? Does this not? It doesn't. And so you guys, it's Darkreign, so it's super dark. You probably don't see them, but you can hear them here and there, like wings flapping. You're not really sure which direction it comes from because it's just so bassy and just out there. But you definitely avoid at least one encounter with with feral faithful that are out patrolling, looking for whatever the hell that source of light was. And you guys make your way to the entrance, the doorway to the cathedral, where still strewn about and now like riddled with flies and stench, horrible. You guys see the torn to bits sort of remains of these dead vampires that were previously here before all this happened.
All right, I guess I cut my light the closer we get, just in case. And I kind of usher Eamon to do the same.
I would like to be able to see.
Don't worry. And I will use a first level spell, and I will cast Ghost Light on us. At least on myself. Which is a Grim Hollow Classic. So I touch one object, it sheds 20 feet of light. And past that, 20 feet of dim light, and only the creatures I designate, aka our current party, will be able to see the light. The light.
And Jimmy, for those of you that couldn't tell, because I probably edited out most of the problems, but Jimmy's encountering some minor internet issues right now, so please bear with us on this one. But you guys find yourselves in front of this cathedral. You can ignore all those skulls on the front windows there. Those are all like individual piles of skulls, so I don't really have the time or want to remove all of them. But yeah, so they just cast Ghost Light, and only them can see the light, and it illuminates the area around them. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some torches to you guys, just for the hay of it. All right, well, we're here, and still decorated, I see.
Okay, so inwards, and let's kill all these things.
You just want to go in and...
Just barging in, eh?
Does anyone have a super smart plan?
Maybe we should scout first, you know?
Well,
Like climb up the walls or something?
Yeah, maybe not. Well, possibly.
That just
could be
increases
an
our
idea.
chances of being found, no?
Crack open the door, eh?
Could crack open the door.
Well, to be fair, last time we were here, they were all sitting in the rafters up in the ceiling. Is there many other places you think they would be?
Well, it's not just about places. It's about numbers, and also places, specific places.
Okay.
There are tactics to combat. Yes.
So, would you like me to be invisible and sneak inside to scout?
You could do that. You could just look through a window as well, or climb, look in. I don't know. Just something to glean some information.
Do you wish the thing behind the painting to be taken prior to the fight?
I don't think that we're going to be able to do quite that. I think that if everything goes to plan and everything goes perfectly, then we'll kill them all, we'll all be fine, and then we'll simply go and look what's behind it. But maybe things don't go perfectly.
Things very rarely go perfectly.
Yes, and if the building were, for example, to begin to collapse, or pieces of it are falling on us, or maybe we're getting overwhelmed, then somebody should probably prioritize that.
Isaac looks to Rylon. Thoughts?
He would see Rylon's eyes are completely glazed over.
Rylon is having more internet problems.
Which sucks, because I ain't gonna be the one to climb this fucking chapel, no sir.
You have a climb speed.
No I don't, sir.
You don't?
Stezreal, what about you?
I can't run up walls.
You fly, right? And Stezreal kind of like looks for a moment at him. I do. I'm not quite fond on doing it right now, when it would make me such a target, but...
Come on, Stas, we'll get up there.
I can, if it's the consensus. Okay, right on. By all means. He takes a moment to look between the party members here before letting out his wings and beginning to fly upwards.
Does nobody want to make him invisible or anything?
I will cast invisibility on him.
Okay. Then After he goes invisible, he continues to rise up until he gets to a point that he can see in through the windows, which are not actually all covered in skulls like this. He stays up there for probably about a minute or two. Is there anything specific that you guys do while you're out here in the open, just around all these like strewn about vampire corpses?
I'm probably gonna get a little bit closer to the cathedral itself. Just maybe I don't quite know the surroundings here. I don't know how enclosed we are in terms of like buildings, or if there's a big open area out the front of this.
In front of the cathedral, there is kind of like a big open area.
Yeah, so I kind of want to get out of this open area. I would likely push myself up against the wall of the cathedral and stay there.
Okay.
I will kick around some of these fucking some of these vampire bloodsucker corpses. The guys are, armed up for combat. Maybe they got something useful on them. I'll roll like a perception to see if I spot anything worth a damn.
Investigate.
On these guys. Investigation. Oh crap.
I will just be between Eamon and Ilfharyn the whole time.
Okay.
This is gonna be rough, Bob.
As it gets up against the other side of the building, kind of like opposite from Ilfharyn.
An 8.
An 8. You have a -1 on investigation? Sheesh.
Yeah, my intelligence is a 9, sir.
There are plenty of weapons around. I would allow you, if you so choose, to pick an advanced weapon from the Grim Hollow Player's Guide that you would find of your choice. But other more useful items than that, no, you don't spot anything that stands out in your search.
Alright, no problem. I don't bother picking up one of these weapons. I don't need it.
Okay. Eventually, Stazriel comes back down, and as he's flying down, suddenly he puts his wings back into himself. Like he gets maybe 25 feet above the ground, and just in a panic puts his wings back in, and falls towards the ground, like smashing into it with a slight, a very quiet grunt. But he then immediately upon landing rolls as close as he can be to the edge of the building, looking up towards the sky, and that's when you notice that one of the Feral Faithful was flying by, and he was trying to perhaps avoid being spotted with his wings out like that.
He's invisible. He's got this.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, you're right. Then he doesn't bother. Sorry, I totally forgot already. Yeah, then he just flies back down. It's that easy. But one of the Feral Faithful does kind of fly by. Doesn't seem to spot you guys.
Just the one?
Mm-hmm, just one.
A lone traveler.
A lone traveler in the sky. He raises
Yes.
his finger.
Might be a good sign. Seems they're fanning out.
Good. Let's go kill whomever is left behind. Where is Stazriel, by the way? It's taking a minute.
Stazriel taps you on the shoulder, Eamon.
He would jump visibly.
I'm right here.
Oh, great. Yes, thank you, Invisible Man, for making your presence known.
Yes,
Wait,
thank
you
for
can't
speaking so
be
much.
surprised.
Oh, true. You knew he was there.
I
Okay,
feel his head.
what did you see?
Looking inside, there were I saw at least 4 of them.
At least 4. In, what positions?
There
High,
are,
low?
2 of them in the open, halfway between the door and the painting. There's one of them near the painting, and I caught a glimpse of one of them in the open near the door in front of us.
So all low.
From what I could tell, yes.
Seems like it could be good for us.
So rather now than never.
I would say so. There's likely going to be more hiding in there, so...
Isaac creeps up closer to the door with his catchpole in hand. Right in.
Just bear in mind that only a couple of us can actually go up that high, so pick your targets is what I'm saying.
Sounds good to me. I'm just gonna activate my chitness armor if we're about to go in.
If, quickly before you dive right in, if anything happens to any of you, is there anyone you want me to find for you? Tell them anything.
No, I'll be fine, thank you.
Right.
Kind
Go
of
to
like
Telstar.
Snickers.
Already planning on it.
I give him a nod. Right then. Are you boys ready? It's now or never.
As ready as we'll ever be.
Alright. Eamon, Ilfharyn.
Ilfharyn does not drop the invisibility as he makes his way over by the door.
Stazriel.
Or yeah, still Sazriel. Sorry.
And I will stand behind Eamon and Ilfharyn with each a hand on their shoulders. Just ready. With my wings, they'll shoot out.
Okay.
Yep, I would transform my arms into the bone scythe that I got going on.
Okay. Got you.
And I guess I will attempt to kick this door open.
Okay.
It's
I'm
a
not gonna
pull
make you
door.
roll on that. It kicks open.
All right. As it opens up, I simultaneously cast on both of them as I use 3 sorcery points to cast haste on both of them.
Resume. We are in turn order, and you guys already rolled your turn order. You're gonna have if your intention is to just bust open this door and like immediately aggress, like the first person you see, you just aggress on them. Not a single word spoken to them or anything like that. Then you can get a surprise round.
I think that's the plan. Like we're
Okay.
we're moving in, we're moving hard. So as I kick open the door and the door flies open, my hand rests on both Ilfharyn and Eamon's shoulders. It begins to glow with this kind of like tealish radiant energy, and you guys both feel this kind of like almost like a static shock kind of feeling in your body and your bones as you guys now both gain 2 AC. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and your movement speed is double, and you get 1 extra attack per turn.
That's sick.
Yeah, you
That's-
could also
I got-
use it to
that's-
dash, disengage, hide, or use an object as well.
Of course, if you want to use one of those
Big up.
as your, it's like a secondary action. It's a secondary action, but you don't get your extra attack on top of that action. So it's like if you have extra attack, it's 1, 2, and then the haste.
And then the third hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got you. Okay. Well, then we start off after that's been cast and the door's been kicked in, we start off the combat with Nezi. Ilfharyn, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run forward as far as I can.
Okay.
But before I do that, I'm gonna bonus action to go into Blade Song.
Okay.
So I will do that. Gives me 10 feet of walking speed, so my speed equals 80 feet.
Which is doubled now, right? So it's like
No,
what is that?
so that's 40 doubled.
Okay, got it.
What would it be? That's 50. Alright, no. Yeah,
That'd be
each square is 5. It's 10.
Oh yeah, that would be 50. Sorry. Yeah. my
Okay.
bad.
Right on him.
It would be 15.
It would be it's 80 feet, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be 16 tiles then.
Okay. Nice. So I don't know if I'm actually in range of him there.
We're using like each individual spot is like a square. I would say that you get that the end of that 16 tiles line that you just drew is like in the square that would be.
Okay. So I can get within 5 feet of him.
Yeah, you would be you'd be here.
Okay, sure.
Let's
I
go,
will do that.
Farn.
And if it makes it easier for you guys, using the arrow keys to move will like snap you to these squares.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 29. Move up the numbers.
All right. As bonus, is it even wise to attack him this turn?
Yes.
I should really blur. I really should. I have such little HP.
What's your max?
44.
Oh my gosh, you guys all have like 40s. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
I think Gabriel has like almost 100, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you have an additional action, so you could cast Blur and then your normal attack, so you can attack.
Oh yeah, I could. I actually could. Yeah. Okay. Sure. We'll do that. We'll go ahead and do that. All right. So innate blur, no spell slot.
Okay. And so now like that blur sort of transfers from just your face and your hand to like your whole body, kind of.
Yeah. So haste is +2 AC. Okay, my AC is 20 right now. Just so
Let's
you know.
go.
Oh my god.
I will. I'll go ahead and just do my normal rotation. First attack with rapier. No spell.
Okay.
Woo! I should have casted the spell. Should have casted.
Yeah,
the spell.
you always do this to yourself.
I always, because it has swift, dude. It's such bait, dude. It's such fucking bait. Okay, well, nat 20.
Let's go.
Oh, I don't think I did crit for that, did I? Okay.
Nope.
Uh,
Well, the first roll is always the full roll, so it's an 8
Yeah,
plus
it'll
your
be 8 plus 3 plus 4, right?
so 15.
Yeah, so it'd be 8 plus 3 plus 4. Yeah.
Okay, 15. On first hit. Second hit, now it's gonna miss. See?
I
Now
need to know, is that magic?
it is silvered.
Okay. So not magic.
Not magic, but for the purposes of bypassing resistance, I think. Is what
Yes,
silver is.
correct. Okay.
Alright. Second, we'll booming blade him, just to keep him in position. Make sure he doesn't fly off.
Okay.
We'll see if it hits first.
And that one, I would say
Love
that
to
it
see
doesn't.
I would
So
say
you
it
you
does.
lash out, you get like a pretty solid hit, like right in his ribs, like right through a gap in the kind of breastplate that he's wearing, and then you pull back and you go to like lash forward again, and he like steps to the side now that he's sort of aware of you.
The luck on that, man.
Yeah, rough.
All right. Yeah, that is my turn. It's my bonus, all my stuff, my additional action. Yep, that is it.
Okay, and Isaac kind of runs like past you guys. He doesn't have that double speed, so he actually only moves like he's gonna dash. So 12 tiles. It's so cool. Yeah, he dashes forward 12 tiles, like holding this catch pole in both hands, like running forward, and but he doesn't quite make it to the first Feral Faithful that you guys are engaging before this turn comes to an end, and it is now Undead's turn because the Feral Faithful have a surprise round against them.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to run forwards. To put it in perspective, my unstable mutations table today rolled bad for my movement speed, so I have negative 10 to that.
Oh my.
And my chitness armor also reduces my movement speed by another 10.
Oh
Sheesh,
my
you
gosh,
suck.
so your movement speed is like
20.
10, 20? Okay.
It's 20.
it's
It's
40
usually
at least.
40. Yeah, so now it's 40. So I'm going to move my 40.
At least I hasted you, for God's sake.
There you go.
Yep, and then I'm going to use the haste bonus to dash.
Okay.
Can I move here? Actually, I'll just move here.
You have 80 feet. You have to be right next to Ilfharyn.
Yep. So now that I'm in range, in my 10-foot range, because I have reach,
Okay.
I'm going to start attacking this guy.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna lash out at him as I run up to him. That's gonna be a 12, sir.
A 12 misses.
Unlucky. Oh wait, they're surprised, right? Do I have advantage because they're surprised?
Is that how surprise works?
Usually, yeah.
Okay, sure, I'll give it.
So we're gonna-
Surprise happens so rarely that because everyone always like talks to their enemy before they fight them. You know, like what the heck? 16 hits.
Wait, before we go forwards with that, I just want to verify the rules, just so I'm not just saying.
Yeah, that way like our Discord isn't like losing their shit.
Yeah. Also, actually looking at haste, I don't think I could have done what I did
Why not?
because it's only with it's only an attack, a dash, disengage. It's not a spell.
No, it says the action can be used. No, wait.
Yeah, can be used only to take.
Yeah, so you could have used your one, your...
Yes, I could have done it, but I couldn't have made the second attack.
I mean, you missed the natural one anyway, so
Yeah,
it's like...
it doesn't.
Yeah,
It
so
doesn't
we can
really
just
matter.
yeah.
Okay, no, it doesn't. It doesn't directly allow advantage, so scratch
Okay,
that.
then a 12.
The
You
12.
miss.
Fuck. Alright, don't worry. I've got one more claw coming right at him. For my second attack, that's a 13, sir.
13 misses.
Excellent. I'm going to spend a key point to go ahead and dodge, I believe it is.
Okay. So he's like, he's just been run up on by Ilfharyn, gets stabbed once for a pretty good hit, and then is like holding onto the wound, sidesteps Ilfaryn's next attack, and then you come up and he just like ducks under the first one, like steps to the side against the second one, and then you kind of go into a defensive stance, ready to block now that you're aware that now that you know he's fully aware of you.
Oh, yeah. I stands up to him, but I'm definitely in a defensive stance, and that's going to be my turn, sir.
Okay, and Rylon is back there by the door still into the cathedral. These two allies of yours now dashed 80 feet deep into the cathedral. Isaac running up kind of behind them. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to 1, 2, so 10, 15, 20. So now I'm in the cathedral. I will now float up 10 feet in the air as the last bit of my movement. So you're gonna have to set me up here.
I got you.
All right, and then I will look at this creature, this abomination, and we're just going to keep it natural, keep it normal, and I'm just gonna cast Firebolt on him.
Oh, okay.
Unless, does he look like he have any weapons on him by chance?
He looks like down at his waist, like kind of in one of those little rings that holds it. He has a cavalry flail.
Oof, that sounds disgusting. How far is he from us right now? From this door, I can't tell. It's hard to tell. 5, 10...
About 70 feet.
70 feet? All
70,
right,
70
cool.
75 feet.
All right, then we'll keep it where we're at. Firebolt.
Okay.
12.
12 misses.
And we'll, you know what, because I'm a sore loser, we're going to use Favorite of the Gods, and on
Oh my gosh.
With miss of an attack roll, I can use 2d4. So I roll that.
17 does hit.
Alright, we take those. That's 2d10 fire damage. 9 fire damage he takes as I shoot him from across the way.
I just imagine it like Rylon conjures up this like firebolt in his hand and like throws it like a bad pitch, and it starts going like off to the side a little bit like a bowling ball going down the alley, and he just like takes his other hand and just in a motion like kind of as if to push the firebolt back on course. It just slowly drifts back into place and just strikes right on.
That's right.
For
I threw a little English on it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And then Stazriel, still invisible, is moving. That was the end of your turn, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Stazriel, still invisible, is moving into the building. You're not sure where he is, but he's not hasted either, so you probably can't make it to combat this turn. And you are familiar that he has that like crackling sort of spear that has lightning on it that looks pretty sick. It's his little like seraph trinket, but he doesn't appear to have it out yet. And we come back to the top of the first actual non-surprise round with Nezzy again.
Oh yeah, he doesn't get a ton because he's a surprise. Okay, cool. Not bad. All right, I think we just go for 3 attacks. I'm not going to learn from my mistakes, and I'm not going to cantrip the first one once again.
Natural 20.
If I get natural 20, I'm going to be pissed.
I'm out.
You
That's
fucking kidding me?
insane.
Are you actually kidding me?
Another
not gonna
natural
cantrip
20.
it. I'm not gonna get it.
This is such. This game is punishing me.
Okay, another nat 20. Roll it
Alright.
up.
I'll do the other attacks first. Okay. You know what? I'm not even gonna cantrip the next one. That's how confident I am that I'll miss. Okay. Okay. Fuck.
Oh,
Really, dude. Really.
That's insane! Another
That's
nat 20.
That's another one.
Dude, are your digital dice weighted?
Yeah, stop cheating, Nezzy.
What the heck's going on, man? You recode our foundry?
Double natural 20s? Come on, dude.
He's CSGO gambling us.
So Waffle's character Ruben actually has a magical item that if you land 2 back-to-back natural 20s, if the creature is size huge or smaller, it immediately like blows up.
What?
It's Starsinker, and they're all like, that'll never happen. The odds of that are so slim. It's just not even possible. It's never gonna happen. And here we are, like Ilfharyn fucking
Here we are with no
jinxing
magic
himself
item.
into getting nat 20s.
Man, now I missed it. I cannot believe this shit, dude.
Dude, I called it. Why didn't you listen to me?
Alright, use it on this attack.
Okay, I'll use it on this deck and I'll miss this one. Okay? This one I 100%.
If he triple natural 20s, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the podcast.
There's no way. Okay.
Okay.
I was like really anticipating it to be another nat 20. I was gonna lose my shit. So it's a nat 20, a nat 20, and then a 17. All 3 of those hit.
Yeah. With booming blade. Okay, we'll check the damage. Okay. Wow, that's a. Oh, okay. Well, I get the boost on the first one, but hey.
Yeah,
you
so that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage on that first one.
The first one on that is already maxed.
So then that's accurate. That's another 13.
Another max dice.
Your second hit, you like stab into him once, and then pull back, stab into his throat the first time, pull back, and you can see him try and duck under the second strike, anticipating it to go high, and you stab it right through the eye, and you pull the rapier back out, and this figure just like crumples to the ground, like twitching and bleeding from its eye socket, and the multiple thin silvered rapier slices that you've put into it.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Lauren, let's
Okay.
the blade singing.
To represent the dead ones, I'm just going to put down these little dead skeleton dudes.
I already called my hasted attack, so I don't mind if I don't take that.
I'll give it back. That's fine.
Okay, sure.
The skeleton.
Make an attack.
He's clean.
So, oh, actually, I can dash.
Yeah.
That would be 160 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Sheesh. What's your natural movement speed?
Is 30 plus 10 from Blade Song, doubled because of haste, and then doubled again because of dash.
God damn. All right, I'm with it. That's sick. That's some Castlevania running speed type stuff.
Yeah.
Blur.
just sonics down this hallway.
The blurry man just continues to blur.
All right, so that is 32 tiles. This is gonna be a terrible.
Yeah, you measure it out, and I'll move you
so
once you
far
measure it
away.
out.
Don't worry, Mal here will appear in front of you, and we'll have some real
Yeah.
competition.
I can get.
Friend, perhaps. Seeing you go there, you'd be like, perhaps, maybe don't run away.
Is that where you want to go?
No.
Ah.
Ilfharyn runs so fast he doesn't stop. He just keeps going.
All 4 other feral faithful just fucking rush Ilfharyn.
Okay. No, you know what? I'll get to here. Like I'll play it a little bit safe. So we're not going all the way. We're just dividing ourselves just a tad from the party.
Just
Okay.
move your normal movement speed and take like the dodge action or something. I mean,
Well, that would only give me disadvantage, so I would.
which you're already at technically, right? Because of blur. All right, yeah, so it's useless.
Yep. I will just stay here. I'm just gonna keep it simple.
This is so sick. God, Tailspire is just awesome. All right, so that's what you're doing. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Come over to Isaac, who, as he is just now reaching the first opponent, they're put to the grave, and he just keeps running behind Ilfharyn. So, 5.
Did he bring a gun?
Yeah, but I already just declared in my mind action dash. So his main goal was to just kind of like hold people in place for you guys. So that's what he's gonna keep doing.
Poor Isaac.
Yeah. And it comes down to the turn of the Feral Faithful, which, ooh, man. One of them comes out from the side corridor to the left of Eamon and to the front left of Rylon, just dashing forward with a large hammer held in both clenched fists. And the ones that are kind of like towards Ilfharyn down the hall with like the pews for the cathedral on each side turns around and starts like seeing the crumpled body on the ground there in like an instant that all of this happened, because you guys just dashed in there and immediately went to town. He, now aware of this, starts running towards Ilfharyn, and is running with what appears to be a javelin in his hands, and then the other one that is up against the railing or the kind of wall there runs as well, all the way up to Ilfharyn. Ilfharyn now being flanked by 2 of them, but they use their action to dash to get this far, and thus do not have the ability to attack in this turn. However, they are not the only ones, and you see the one at the altar begin to It looks like they start casting a ritual of some sort. Like in a moment's thought. And 3 more that were up here on the balconies above start to fly out above Ilfharyn, and all of a sudden, like raining down in a streak of 1, and then 2, and then 3 lightning javelins. I need Ilfharyn to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Rip.
I believe this is advantage because of haste.
Yes, it is.
Okay, 1 dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, all dex saves are advantage with haste.
Ooh, a 19. Okay. Then this, I think is it halved on a save with lightning javelins?
I don't know.
Wrong
Quick
campaign.
Google search. will tell
Nezzy,
me.
you got a lightning javelin. What does it do?
It's what is it?
Yeah, half as much on a successful save.
46.
46, yeah. And so you take only 5 lightning damage as you're just able to get out of the space. Like you hear a crackle above you. You quickly look up and you just like half step to the side, like just trying to get out of the line of sight or the line of attack, and it clips you, like just grazing your leg, sending a shock down your thigh. As another one comes streaking down towards Isaac, who takes the full damage from that one. Only 10. Pretty weak on that. And then another one to Eamon. Eamon, I need you to make a dex saving throw.
You got it.
Advantage.
What'd you say about advantage?
You're hasted, so you have advantage on dex saves.
Right. Thank you, sir. 19.
19 saves. You only take 3 damage as this one grazes you as well. Pretty weak rolls on all those. Because that's 46. Jesus.
And that's the half from the damage, right?
Yeah, that's half. So you only take 3.
And then I can choose to take no damage, right? Because my uncanny dodge thing.
Ooh, yep.
Yep, because I'm a lunk, so I can just dodge out of that way.
That's pretty nuts. So yeah, now sticking out of the ground next to both Ilfharyn and Eamon are these like glowing, hot-tipped javelins, just like stuck into the ground, like cracks rippling out from the concrete next to them, and the red carpet that's there is like charred and cindering around the edges. Meanwhile, the one that hit Isaac causes him to stumble as it went like right through his leg and stuck into the ground. You know, when they're turned into lightning bolts like that, they're not like physical sort of, like, it's not like there's a hole in his leg now, it's just that it went right through his leg and then stuck into the ground and then turned back into a javelin. So that being said, that's the turn of the Feral Faithful, and we go on to Eamon.
Alright. Trying to get my camera right here. Alright, perfect. I'm going after this feller here in the corner. As I turn around seeing this guy running up to me, I'm going to then instead run up to him.
Okay.
Just looking for you on the trident.
I think I'm gonna have to bonus action dash again. Yep, so 5. Then here. 3 more. And I am a bit out of range, so I'm gonna use my haste action to dash. Step up rep 1 more right there. Perfect. And I'm going to let out a few attacks. I slide up to this guy.
I mean, I think you could have made it there without the haste if you just took like the kind of diagonal.
Diagonal squares count as 10.
The first one is 5 though.
Okay, then can I do that?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell with tail splash something like that. Yeah, okay, so then I'm just going to let out a fury of attacks anyway.
Okay. Yeah, so you quickly like hear the like tapping of like feet against the concrete, turn around, just dash over and engage right away.
The hooked claws and talons. Love to see it.
For real. 17 hits.
Okay.
I'm gonna need them to make 4 Constitution saving throws. Now bleeding.
We're getting there. Okay, so I needed to make a Constitution saving throw first of all for this one. Let's just get it out of the way.
A 17.
Okay, that succeeds. It's gonna be 8 damage.
Is that magical or non-magical?
It is magical.
Okay.
It's magic. Well, it's force and magical slashing. 1d6 of each.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna spend the key point to use my bonus action to perform flurry of blows. 20 22 hit.
20 hits.
Constitution saving throw, please.
A 19.
Okay, that succeeds. 5.
5. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was reading it. Yep, there's gonna be another attack coming its way. 23 to hit. Constitution saving throw.
Damn you, ghost fire. A 7.
That's gonna fail, sir.
So now he's bleeding.
He is bleeding, and he can no longer heal. Okay, that's gonna be 6 more damage.
Okay.
That was 1, 2, 3 attacks. Oh my god. Okay, and then I'm just gonna roll these two again. 10 to misses, and the last attack.
26, not 20 hits. Man, we crit city right now.
Yeah, we are. I'm gonna spend a key point. Actually, wait, no, hold on. I don't need to spend a key point. I'm sorry. I need you to make a strength saving throw. DC 14.
Rolls a 16.
Okay, it succeeds. It's not moved, but I do crit. As I slash into my final time, we got 12. Well, hold on.
6, 12.
12, yeah.
12 and then 7, so total of 19.
19 more damage come this way.
Sheesh. Yeah. Okay. 19 damage hits then. And you turn around, rush forward, and like you're using all of these as the kind of force attacks, right? Where you can stay at a range and like it's kind of like shadow boxing.
Yep.
And like a sort of spectral force images of your own limbs, kind of, or like fists or claws or scythe arms or whatever you're using, kind of like form in front and are just mimicking what you're doing. And this Feral Faithful is like trying to batter your arms away with the hammer, and it's not working out very well in its favor, as it's like just taking like slash after cut after punch after whatever.
Yes,
is that your turn?
Yeah, that is my turn, my friend.
Rylon, you see that now you find that there are many more than 4 of these creatures here.
Yeah.
There are 3 up top that are just sending down lightning javelins at your friends, and there's a few down low. And there's one that just came off to the side, and Eamon is already engaging them. What do you do?
Yeah, Eamon is fucking him up, so I'm gonna 5, 10.
And if I may, for the listeners, this cathedral is massive. You'll see it in the encounter images in our Discord. But like the space at the aisleway between the like left side pews and the right side pews is about 30 feet. And the space from the altar at the back of the cathedral where the painting is that they're trying to get to, all the way to the front of it, where they just came from, is about 200 feet. And the structure itself is multiple floors tall, probably about 50, 60 feet tall, in just one big open high ceiling. Pretty cool. Amazing work on the builder's part for this map. So you're moving forward.
Yeah, just because I'm just gonna dash as my action. So I moved 30 feet, so this is 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And that's my turn. Because I don't think I'm just maintaining concentration on the haste spell on my boys, so I'm just watching out right now.
Got you. I didn't know that was concentration. That's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
Stazriel is going to like seeing those figures all up there. What is the radius of Fireball? Is it 30-foot radius?
I'll tell you right now. It is a 20-foot radius sphere on a point, so it's 40 feet around.
Okay. Then he is going to cast. He's going to cast Ride the Lightning, as all of a sudden you see a figure coming out of invisibility in the form of like an actual lightning bolt, and appearing behind this Feral Faithful that is attacking Eamon, and it's like a streak of blue that just crackles like in an instant across the air down here at ground level. And this Feral Faithful needs to make a Dex saving throw. Okay. They take a total of 26 lightning damage.
Damn, it's a dope spell.
It is so cool, and it like moves you in the process too. So it's like a blink, point A to point B. Anything in the way takes damage. And so he appears behind this figure, and now Eamon is not alone in this fight. That's his turn though, and it goes over to Nezi. Ilfharyn, Perface.
All right, I got a question. I don't know if you're gonna want me to do a roll for it, and if you do, then I'm gonna have to contemplate it.
Okay.
This guy at the back, is he still casting a ritual?
Looks like it.
Okay. This complicates things. Do I have any idea what he's doing? I'm assuming that would require a roll, or is it? I mean, he's far from me, so
That would require an Arcana check, I would say.
an Arcana check.
I'm gonna because it's so far away. I'm gonna actually double it down. I'll give the perception for free, as at a glance. So you would need to first meet a perception DC and then roll an Arcana check to kind of figure out if you can determine what sort of magic it is.
Okay, and the perception is free.
Free, yeah.
Okay, I'll do a
30
perception.
tiles away.
I'm not too good at perception, but it's free. I might as well do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I just I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't know.
Fuck
He's hacking the
off, dude.
system. He's hacking the system.
He is. On that 20, okay, I'm gonna say you can make that Arcana check, but it's gonna cost you your bonus action. So it's up to you.
Easy. Take that shit.
Hmm.
You already Blade Song, right? You don't need the bonus actions.
Yeah, but if he's doing something, I kinda want to Misty Step out of here, but I can just disengage with my hasted action. So sure, I will bonus action for an Arcana check.
Okay.
No,
Of course.
no die.
You're not sure what he's casting, but you can surmise that it'll probably take about a minute.
Probably take about a minute.
Like just based on your arcane knowledge.
Okay, and it's probably been like this is like what, the second round?
It's the second round. This one is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, I got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Okay, for now, I'm just gonna continue using attacks. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see what the guys up top are doing. But if they're fucking around, then I'm gonna have to address them. So 3 attacks coming your way.
Okay.
First one, I'm still not using the cantrip. Okay, I'm not using the cantrip.
Okay.
At some point, I'm gonna miss,
Ego's
and then I will get an advantage, and then everything will be fine.
Okay.
Okay,
A
9, a miss.
Misses.
See, this is what's supposed to happen. Okay. For my second one, these guys are 10 feet apart. Okay. Will Booming Blade the one to my right, the one 5 feet from me. And go ahead and roll the attack and see if that actually goes through. 19.
19
Okay.
hits.
That's a hit. I'll roll the damage for that. So 9 damage, plus, I'll just roll the 1d8. Plus 4, and he's sheathed.
The 4 is magical damage.
The 4 is thunder, yes.
Thunder. Okay. So.
Yep.
Okay. Got it written down, and so like you pierce once, and then like the energy just sort of ripples off the blade and starts to case him. Not like a hard case, but like a gentle sheath around him.
I'll take the third attack. Sure.
Okay.
A miss.
Miss indeed. On 11.
And that is my turn.
Okay, and as it comes to your turn, Isaac is still, he's in it with you. He really is. And so he's gonna make it to here, and he's gonna reach attack with this catch pole to try and hit this one that's in front of you before it gets a chance to push you. And so he rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
And it's for 9 which one is that? Number 5. And that feral faithful is entangled as he like reaches out this catch pole, clasps it around this figure's neck, and like the little barbs that are in the catch pole's collar dig into this feral faithful's neck, and you can see like dribbles of blood like coming down from around the collar. And he, like one hand is still on this flail, and the other one reaches up and is trying to like get free of this catch pole. But once it's on, it like latches in place, sort of like the back of it closes in, kind of. And now they're entangled or restrained, or I don't remember what it's called. The feature is called entangle.
Yeah, they're restrained, so they can't.
Yeah, they're restrained, so they can't move, and their weapons are definitely 5-foot ranged weapons. So Ilfharyn is a little bit safer now. And additionally, it's going to go over to the turn of the Feral Faithful. This one at the altar, you see it like the pages of the books in front of it are just like flipping rapidly like they do in the movies, you know. Like very dramatic, just like flipping by, and wind is like kind of rustling up around them. This Feral Faithful that has the booming blade sheath energy around it, that is standing next to Ilfharyn, is going to attack him with the cavalry flail for 2 attacks, and they appear to be wielding the weapon with both hands, so it's going to be versatile damage. A 15 and a 19.
Were those a disadvantage? I mean, they both miss anyway, so it
They
doesn't
both
matter.
miss anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Your AC is 20. Holy crap!
Turns out.
Yeah, so they have both arms and they just like swing twice, and to them it looks like they're hitting you because you're just so blurred, but like there's no weight to the impacts, and so it just like goes right through. And they're like, what the hell?
Between the blur and the haste, Ilfharyn's got instinct right now.
Yeah, for real. And then the other 3 that are up top are going to 2 of them are going to fly down a little bit. Not that little bit.
He breaks his legs on impact.
And then start flying towards Rylon, down to 3 tiles above the ground, and then over a little bit towards Rylon. And you see them wielding, one of them is wielding a hammer, and the other one is wielding a flail. And lastly, this one that is directly above is going to fly down just a little bit, and they're going to cast Charm on Ilfharyn.
I counterspell.
Oh, okay. It's at first level, so that automatically goes through, right?
Yep, 60 feet.
Yeah.
He's just
Okay.
he's actually just in 60 feet of me, so he fails.
That's pretty sick. I counterspell. Okay, yeah. They go to cast a spell. You recognize like the sort of like pinkish hue of magic energy just like swirling from their elbow up around their arm, their forearm up to their hand, and materializes like a wisp of smoke. And all of a sudden, your eyes just lock on them, and you know what's happening. You counterspell, and we come over to the one that is restrained, and they're gonna try and acrobatics check their way out of it. They fail, and so like they're trying to like fumble and get their way out of the catch pole, and they're unable to do so. The last Feral Faithful that is right next to Stazriel, having just been attacked by Stazriel, their first instinct is going to be to whip around and try and like with both hands clenched around this hammer, just like smash into Stazriel's head if they can. And so they attack for a 24 and a 14. The 24 does hit, to which versatile, total of 7 bludgeoning. And that's going to be the turn of all the Feral Faithful. As things are kind of like heating up, everyone's split up right now, lots going on, and we come over to Eamon.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to not sneak up, but just like stance up behind this thing and cut its head off. I'm trying to chop this thing up from behind now that he's facing Stazriel. So I'm just going to move up 1 step there, and I'm going to attack. Oh, by the way,
Let's go.
and it just ended his turn, right? So you probably want to make that con save
Yeah,
for the bleeding condition.
Yes. A 16.
Yeah, he succeeds.
And now he's gonna
Anyway.
take 4 more.
Now he's gonna take it. Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
a 10's gonna miss.
True.
Nate's gonna
8
miss.
is also gonna miss.
Haste attack. 9's
9
gonna
is
miss.
gonna miss.
Oof, this is rough times, boys. Think. Yeah. How hurt does this thing look?
Looks bloodied.
His ass.
Yeah. I didn't hit any attacks, so I'm not doing that. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to hang out here and end my turn here. Yeah.
So this figure is now fighting on 2 fronts, and you see them like looking to Stazriel to like dodge, and then looking to you to dodge, and like they use the hammer to their advantage to like block Stazriel, turn, look over their shoulder to see you, and like duck down as like your fist comes like swinging over their head. This goes on like a little dance for a little bit, And meanwhile, while that's happening, Rylon is doing what?
Alright, I'm gonna move 30 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll move 25, 30.
Okay.
Myself a little distance from this guy. Do I see this guy kind of ritual casting back there, or is he too far for me to see?
I think that it's pretty plain to see. There are like a lot of candles around him, and the painting is clearly like a focal point of your guys' attention right now. And the altar is like starting to glow a little bit, like runes etched into it in hues of like purple and red.
Okay. How far is this guy? Let's take a peek. Where am I? He would take the measuring tool across the map as he sees this guy. So it's 30. We'll call it 37 tiles flat.
175.
How far is that? 175 feet. All right. Rylon would reach into his pocket and he line up a finger gun. He close one eye, and he'll expend a one sorcery point to extend the distance of his spell, and he will cast firebolt. Direction of that guy concentrating on the spell.
Okay.
But obviously I'm going to miss because it's too badass to fail. 11.
11 does miss.
All right.
It was a good effort. Yeah.
It was a good effort.
You see
It goes
the
wide.
fireball ignites the like slaps into the painting behind the figure and starts to burn the painting.
Which is also not that bad of a thing.
Also not that bad. As previously described in the last episode, the painting is like this. It shows a figure from like feet all the way to head. Starting at the feet, they're like a skeleton, and then it goes up to their thighs, and they gain muscle, and then they gain flesh up to their waist, and then they gain armor up to their chest, and then like above their chest, their arms are outstretched upwards with like lightning bolts crackling from their fingertips, and their eyes and mouth alight as they're like agape looking up towards the sky, either symbolizing somebody gaining power, or if you look at it from the top down, it's somebody like losing everything that they have. It can be interpreted either way, but that was kind of the focal point of the party as they found out at the end of the last session, and so it being on fire, not that bad.
All right, that's my turn.
That's your turn. Okay, coming over to Stazriel. Stazriel is going to like the sort of lightning spear that he has materializes in his hand from his little trinket that's on his bracelet, and he's going to swing twice at this figure, and one of the attacks hits for 10. Okay, and they like slash once, and the attack gets blocked by the hammer, and you see like lightning crackle up from the base of the sword's blade up to the edge of it, and now it is he swings again and hits, and it goes back up to Nezi's turn. And as it comes up to Nezi's turn,
I know what I gotta do. It's just doing it is the thing.
Do it.
Okay. All right, sure. This is, you know what? You're baiting me with this music, so I'll do it. All right. Okay. I'm gonna kind of I need 10 feet of movement to get to the other side of this guy. First.
okay,
So right to about here.
yeah, just like go right around him, and he's like swinging at you the whole time, but he's like missing because you're just a blur.
Is it worth disengaging? What am I gonna do?
You have an extra action, dude.
I do have an extra action, but I'm wondering if I should just hit him. How does this guy look? Because he's been hit like a fair amount.
That one is he's looking pretty all right still.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll disengage. So I still have 70 feet of movement, but I'm not going to use all of it. I'll use 40, let's say.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to have to measure this out. You already know what we're doing here.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be concentrating on something else, so my blur will go here, so I will no longer get disadvantage and everything. But we are going to use our action to cast Storm Slip.
Okay.
Let's go.
And so what do I need to do? What do you need from me?
You're gonna have to make some throws, basically.
Okay.
So, a sphere appears.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's in that sphere, so the three fallen in it, have to make a strength saving throw. They have to
A
be 14.
strength. saving throw. Okay.
Yes, very odd. Very strange.
Yeah, okay. A 21,
Yikes.
a 22,
Nice.
They
Nice.
strong.
and a 12.
Okay, so the 12.
12 is
Is-
the one in the air that's closest to Rylon.
Okay, sure. He is going to take 4 bludgeoning damage.
For bludgeoning damage.
It is.
Okay.
It is bludgeoning. Yes. I don't know if it's like magical. It's coming from a spell. I have no idea, honestly. But whatever.
A bit of dust gets in their eye.
It's also difficult terrain. Just so you know.
Okay. Got it. And does that happen at the start of every turn of theirs or something? Or?
If they're in it.
Okay.
Yes. I haven't used my bonus action. I don't think. I think I moved around him. I disengaged using the extra from haste. This is my actual action, so yeah, I have a bonus action.
Okay.
With my bonus action, the one that I've been attacking, we're going to make a bolt of lightning come from within this sphere and attempt to hit him.
Okay.
So this is a ranged spell attack.
Okay.
We'll see if it even hits first. Is it
You got
advantage?
Yeah, it says if it's
Oh
in
yeah,
the
if he's
sphere,
in the sphere. Okay, nice, good reading ability.
Yeah.
All right, 21
21 hits.
for. Wait, what? I don't think that should be 2d6 plus 4d6. Yeah, it shouldn't be. So that is 5, 5, 1, 1. So 12. Yeah.
Okay, 12. Got it. So,
He takes 12 lightning,
okay.
and it's also very noisy now.
Yeah, like just I imagine, which may or may not bode well for you guys.
Maybe.
All right, Nesby, now you have to make all the stupid noises for the rest of your turns.
All right. Yep. That is my turn. One turn. Oh, that is my turn.
Okay. And it goes over to Isaac. Isaac he's entangling this creature. I'm gonna do something. He is going to push this figure further into the circle with the catch pole and just hold them in there.
Damn, Isaac's too badass for us.
And that's his turn because like he's got to hold this thing with both hands. And it goes over to the Feral Faithful, and 3 of them are still in there, so they need to make strength saves again, right?
Let's see. Ends its turn there, so they
When it ends its turn.
can move.
Okay.
But it's half the movement speed.
After movement speed, and one of them, the one that is being held in there, breaks free from the catch pole and tries to run out and attack Isaac, moving only 10 feet. That's all they move to, so they can get through there. And they go to attack Isaac with their cavalry flail, hitting Isaac with one of the attacks. They rolled an 8 and a 23. They hit him for 6 bludgeoning. And the others they have half movement speed, so one's going to move closer to Rylon. Once they get out, their movement speed is then full again, and they're flying at Rylon and also going down to his kind of level of eyesight, 10 feet above the ground. And they're going to swing at him with a cavalry hammer for an 18 to hit.
Just hits.
That is 4 bludgeoning.
All right.
And they swing again.
Yep.
For 16, they miss.
Misses. As I got my finger gun ready, and he kind of comes down and swings at me. I'm like, ah! I kind of recoil back, but noticing him,
Yeah,
I
just
dodged the second attack.
Yeah, the hammer like dents your plate a little bit in the chest. It smacks you, and then the other one that is flying next to you comes over and is doing the same thing, but they have a cavalry flail rather than a hammer. A 9 and a 23
Second one hits.
for 10 bludgeoning.
Woof, that one hurt.
Yeah, they like spike you right in the arm or on the shoulder, and a lot of them to go through. I need Ilfharyn to make a dexterity saving throw,
Sure thing.
as the one that is flying above you sends down another lightning javelin.
Another advantage. 20?
Yeah. You only take 8 lightning damage.
8.
Yeah, that's with the save.
Yeah. I will absorb elements. That 8 to half it.
Okay.
Um.
And you gain extra damage on your next turn, right?
Correct, but I'm probably not going to attack on my next turn. Makes me take 4 damage instead of 8, more or less, and gives me resistance to lightning until my next turn.
Okay, sounds good to me. Let me just look up something really quick. Just a moment while I read something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so they hit you with that, and then the other one that's down here tries to get out, which they do, and then they flank Isaac, going to swing at him as well with their cavalry flail. For a 19 that hits and a 21 that hits, he takes a total of 12 damage. This is where Ruben's father dies. Just kidding.
As soon as that last hit hits on Isaac, I'm going to use Divine Clemency. And
if it makes a difference, he's not bloodied.
That's fine.
Okay.
60 feet of me, because I can use this time. So, 60 feet of me, I can use a healing spell, first level or higher on an ally if they're attacked.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll use 1 sorcery point, and I will extend my spell, and I'll cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
At first level. So he takes 1d8 plus 4. So he takes 6 HP back.
6. Got it. That puts him at 43. And is that
That's a reaction.
Yeah. And so like the last one that still has a turn over here.
And
is
well,
fighting.
if he wants to, he can use his reaction right now to attack, because I can invoke. Order. I can use my voice of authority on him, and he can use 1 attack on his reaction if he so chooses.
Yeah, I'd say that he does. He tries to catch pull one of these guys again, and then push them back into the hits, and pushes one of these Feral Faithful back into the sphere. Coming back over here, Stazriel is still fighting this last Feral Faithful that hasn't had its turn yet, and that one attacks twice with the Cavalry Hammer at Stazriel, hitting an 18 and a 17, both of them hitting for a total of 17 damage, bludgeoning. Just striking like one after another, battering down Stazriel. Okie dokie. And it goes on to, as the Feral Faithful have all expended their actions for the turn, it goes on to Undead.
Alright, I'm gonna continue trying to help my friend Stazriel here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna lash out again.
I think I can actually count on 2 hands now the amount of times that Eamon has said something negative to Stazriel.
Yeah, you know. He needs help.
This is actually
All that.
Stazriel. This is Stazriel's first combat.
It is.
Yeah. 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
That's a negative. That's a
1 does not
Nat
hit.
1. Unlucky. I'm going to declare with this one I'm spending a key point to get 2 extra attacks with my bonus action. This is the haste one. 24 to hit. Thank God.
24 does hit.
Doesn't hit.
Yeah, cool. Make me a Constitution saving throw and a Dexterity saving throw, please.
Roll the damage first, if you don't mind.
Got it. Oh yeah, good point.
Which weapon are you striking this one with?
I'm just like slashing out with my right arm, which is in a bunch of like talons and hooks and such.
Okay, so as you're watching Stazriel get like battered down with his hammer, you bring one arm wide to your side and then like swing across towards the other side, and all these talons just like tear across the back of this Feral Faithful's neck, and you see like gashes open up and its head just like drops forward, like hanging on by threads from the front of its neck as it collapses down dead.
Excellent. Okay. So, hey, don't worry, I got you, friend. As he turns this way, away from Stazriel. And I'm just going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 here.
Mhm.
That's my movement, and that'll be my turn, sir.
Okay, and I think next up is Rylon.
Alright, seeing these guys in my face, which one looks the least hurt?
They are both pretty fresh, I think.
Okay. I'm going to, I'll just point to the one in front of me, and I'll say, Malakir's embrace is no longer on you. Let us work together and stop this ritual. And I'm going to cast Suggestion on him, the one directly in front of me.
Okay.
So he has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Does that get affected at all if they're like in combat with you? Like Charm does, I know, so I was just wondering.
The verbiage of suggestion does not go through the charmness. It doesn't mention anything about being in combat or if they're hostile or anything like that. I think they just feel they immediately are just have to do what I ask them as long as they're not attacking themselves.
They rolled a 16. You said wisdom, right?
Yeah, they pass.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's my turn.
They had a -1 on that too. That's a shame. Meanwhile, Stazriel comes dashing out. 3, 4, 5, 6. And looking up at Rylon, he points a finger, like his spear held off to the side, like the staff of it, like parallel with his forearm up to his elbow, and behind him, like crackling with lightning. And he reaches his other hand up, and points with a finger towards one of the Feral Faithful that's right next to Rylon. And you see a sickly green streak of energy, like lash out in a straight line. They need to make a dexterity saving throw. I think they take 0 on a save. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything, so I'm assuming that they take 0 if it's on a successful save. So the energy streaks past them as they like quickly dodge out of the way. Like you see them lock eyes with Ilfharyn or with Stazriel before the energy even leaves his hand, and it streaks up into the air and dissipates into nothingness behind him. And at the end of that turn, end of this whole round, when we get to Nezzy, we're going to take a 5 here really quick. All right, we're back. We noticed something during our break that Rylon had taken some damage, and I said, hey, I don't want to retcon, so like don't bother rolling if you've taken damage and you needed to roll a concentration save. And he was like, no, I'm doing it anyways. And he failed. So now the haste is gone, and that means Ilfharyn and Eamon's ACs both drop, and their whole extra attack thing is, their extra action is sadly gone as well. So that's a big downturn for the party's safety right now, and we'll see how that goes. We start off with Ilfaryn's turn at the top of the round.
All right. Okay.
One of these guys is still pushed into the sphere over there, which actually happened before their turn, so he needed to make a... Oh, wait, no.
Before the end of... yeah,
it was a reaction. It was a reaction when it happened.
Yeah.
As it was.
Okay. I will begin with moving.
Okay.
Just tap. If I can actually... Okay, well, I just made the whole sphere go away, but, you know, it's fine.
Yeah, we can just
I'll put
pull
it back
up
in a
if we need to.
We'll call it that. I'll put the spear back. Okay, well, it's 2.9. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna look at the guy casting the ritual at the end of the room.
Yeah, he's
And
definitely still casting it. And
I'm going to attempt to dispel his magic.
Let's go.
Oh!
This has 120 feet of range, so I am definitely in range.
On, not like the ritual that he's trying to cast, but actually him?
Nope, him, yes.
Okay. You notice now that it's the one that originally approached you guys that was like, hey, come on in. He was outside of the building before, and he's the one that sent his kind of like 3 others to go with you guys.
Okay, well, I will make the ability check, and we will hope for the best.
Mm-hmm. Just a reminder of what all the Feral Faithful look like for our viewers. They have like, normal seraphs have like white or like off-white bone color feathers and stuff like that. These ones have like sort of dull gray feathers, and their eyes are like glowing rose gold. Their hair is sort of gray and lost its color. It's still like silky and stuff like that, like a seraph's hair would be. And then their armor is like gunmetal gray sort of color. Just some quick kind of image in your head for you. But anyway, sorry, continue, Nezzy.
I will roll the dice.
Big moment.
Let's go.
14 plus 3.
Okay, and so it's 10 plus the spell's level. That succeeds.
All right.
And as you cast this dispel magic, you see kind of like all of a sudden he looks a little bit more dull even, and then from his feet behind the altar, you catch a glimpse of like a bright light that just bursts into existence, just ignites there at his feet, and begins to travel up him. And at first he's still continuing the ritual, and then he realizes that there's pain, and he reacts to it by like flailing and like trying to put it out and screaming, at which point he takes 4d10.
16 on a 4d10.
16 radiant fire.
No! Okay, fair enough.
But don't worry, he's a downcast now.
Is he?
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is. I guess. Unless he just takes damage.
Just takes damage.
Okay, fair enough.
What?
But it's 4d10 radiant fire per turn.
Per turn.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I'll take that. All right, I'll turn back around briefly with my bonus action. I will cast light from the middle of my stores to the guy in the catch pole that Isaac has.
Okay.
So we'll make an attack at advantage for that. Wow, that completely misses.
Yeah, that's a
That is
real rough
two,
one.
2 nat ones on the advantage.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you get for 2 natural 20s.
That's
earlier.
actually insane. Okay, is that your turn? You've moved. You've
Yep.
used.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is my turn.
And you're also a bit tired.
Oh yeah, I am.
Oh wait, do you
doesn't that
get?
mean?
Do you
doesn't
get
that
a
mean I
point of
don't get
exhaustion?
I think don't you miss your turn immediately after haste?
It just says that you have a wave of lethargy, whatever.
The target can't move or take actions until after its next turn.
Oh,
So, if you want, I'll do that next time.
It's already done. I'm not really a big fan of retconning. We'll just skip your next turn probably.
Okay, sure. That's cool.
Okay. Isaac is in there, and he is going to he's gonna force that dude further in there, 10 feet away from him, like really stretch out the catch pole, and he's gonna like look in the direction of Eamon and Stezreal, hoping that they're gonna do something about this one that's right next to him. As he
Mom would look really tired.
Okay. It's now the Feral Faithful's turn. And so this one is going to try and get free again. And they fail. The other one takes a 40-10. 19 more. They're going to die on their next turn, I would imagine. They're just like totally alight. And this one that is high up in the air finally flies down and starts to move towards Ilfharyn from behind. The one that is closest to Isaac attacks twice with the cavalry flail. All this happening like in all at the same time, of course. You know, you gotta kind of imagine all of it just coming together in one big image when you're playing these kind of games. A 20 to hit and a 12. 20 does hit for a total of 5 bludgeoning against Isaac. Isaac's still looking pretty good though. He's definitely fairly tough. Definitely has more HP than you guys. Definitely has more HP than you guys. And then these other two up here by Rylon begin to swing at him. Still flying in the air, their wings beating like rapidly, one beat after another, and they swing in kind of like synchronization. A 21, a 25, a 7 nat 1, and a 21 for 23 bludgeoning damage. Jimmy's internet is cutting out.
1 HP.
He just put in the foundry that he's down to 1 HP. Okay. 23 bludgeoning. That's heavy. That's nuts. Okay, then those two hit. And that's all of the ones that are remaining. You guys have dealt with a couple of them now.
That one in the sphere needs to make a strength save. I'll post the spell again so that you can just. Okay.
A 21.
Okay, he passes. So
Yeah. So no damage or half?
no damage.
Okay. All that being done, it's now Undead's turn. Undead, you see, it looks like Rylon's wings like kind of give out for just a moment when as he like falters, almost passes out, and then catches himself, wings still beating, like adrenaline coursing through his veins. He's just really trying to stay awake and stay up. Meanwhile, Isaac is being attacked from the side, and you see that other one in the distance flying down now towards Ilfharyn from behind the storm sphere. What do you do?
Yeah, I stance up like I'm ready to move, and then I realize how tired I am, and I put what's left of my hooks and my talons and my scythe arm, and I put them on my knees and I rest because I can't do nothing this turn. So I sit right here and I take a breath. I take a breather after expending so much energy chopping up the one.
Oh my gosh, Rylon, things are looking dire. You look over your shoulder, like almost about to pass out, maybe trying to catch a glimpse of someone to help you, and Eamon is just catching a breather for a moment. He puts up one finger, like it's like, oh, give me a minute.
Oh, just one moment.
What do you do?
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay. Cure wounds at 4th level, he said in typing. Like we said earlier, he's having a little bit of trouble with his internet right now. It's just kind of coming and going. But 4th level Cure Wounds heals him for 25 HP back. That's pretty big. That'll get him through another round easy. But, you know, without the damage output, it's gonna be tough. And at the end of your turn, it goes into Stazriel again. And Stazriel... What is the distance between him and... Okay, he's gonna cast Ride the Lightning again. This time at 5th level. And they need to make a dex save. They take half. As Stazriel appears behind one of these Feral Faithful that is attacking Rylon, now wings completely opened up and spear in hand, passing through this figure as a lightning bolt. They take 10 lightning damage in the process. And that is going to be Stazriel's turn. It goes over to Ilfharyn, whom is now taking his break turn because he was just too exhausted after the haste wore off. Isaac is gonna drop the catch pole and pull out his sword and slash twice at the Feral Faithful next to him, because the holding them in place strategy isn't working as well. And he misses both swings on the Feral Faithful next to him, sadly, with an 8 and a 6 nat numbers. With the bonuses, it doesn't equal up to their AC.
Damn it, Isaac.
And the Feral Faithful start their turn out. Now they're no longer bound. We'll start off with the one by Ilfharyn, which moves up and swings at Ilfharyn with the Cavalry Flail. A 15 to hit and a 25 to hit.
Okay, the 15 doesn't hit. The 25 I cannot do anything about.
Okay, 11 bludgeoning.
11 bludgeoning, sure. And I will roll a Constitution saving throw for the sphere.
Okie dokie.
A 5. That's not good. That's with a +3 from my int because of Blade Song as well. So an 8, but it still doesn't pass.
Okay, and the Feral Faithful. So the sphere goes away, right?
The sphere is gone.
Sphere is gone, and the Feral Faithful that is behind the altar finishes burning alive, withering into like an ashy husk. I'm gonna place them with a little dead dude.
No! He deletes the floor.
Yeah, excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them left. They're all kind of like beat up too. They're not like insanely beat up, but
I'm full health, guys.
that's
I'm
sick.
stuck all the way over here.
Like the one time that you're not getting dropped immediately.
I know. It'll happen, don't worry.
They begin to attack Isaac. The two that are down low. So this one rushes forward towards him, and they are attacking 2 hits on him out of the 4 that they swung for a total of 9. One of the ones that's up here next to Rylon is going to try and cast Charm Person on Eamon. I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw, please, Eamon.
You got it, bud. 8.
You are charmed. Oh, Rylon counterspells. He typed it out in all caps, counterspell, and then immediately put the spell in there. Okay, so that was that one's turn then, and then the other one is going to swing twice at the Stazriel that is now materialized behind them out of lightning, and they swing with a Cavalry Hammer twice to a 21 and a 9, hitting Versatile for 5 bludgeoning damage on Stazriel. Who Stazriel is also doing pretty alright, honestly, right now. Both him and Isaac are in pretty good shape still. That's the end of the Feral Faithful's turn, and it goes on to Undead.
Sweet.
The Storm Sphere disappears. Isaac is now surrounded. Rylon is looking pretty weak. Ilfharyn is now in a fight of his own. What do you do?
Man, my movement is not so bueno. I miss having haste. First of all, I'm going to move my movement max that I can, which is to there. That's regular movement. This is rough, man.
Use Pythagorean theorem.
Even if I dash, I still don't reach him.
It's funny because he's like, I have a ranged attack. I don't need your crossbow.
I mean, that's true. I was thinking about that. So,
Yeah.
with that, I'm going to transform my arms again. And
Does that get rid of your chitinous shell?
It does not. 2 things are different. I have 1 minute total on the show from when combat started.
Okay.
So I am going to transform them into more like pointed, or like blades, right? Like Baraka from like Mortal Kombat, right? And I'm gonna point both of my arms at this feller who's facing away from me and attacking Isaac. And 2 sharp barbs of bone shoot out from my arms at this guy.
That's sick. So what's the attack rolls on those? You got those?
Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll the attack rolls. Don't take the damage here. It's just gonna be the attack roll.
Okay.
Because it's both decks. 20 to hit on one, and then 14 on the other.
The 20 hits.
Okay.
And that was on which one again?
This is the one facing, like, directly in front of me in a line.
Okay, yeah, got you.
And then, sorry, just gonna take 1 second. Okay. For 5 piercing damage.
For 5 piercing. And so I imagine like you put up your arms change, you put one of them up and it just like tusk launches out from it, and it misses just over the shoulder of this feral faithful, and Isaac's in the middle of like a swing and catches it on accident as it's sailing like right through the air past him, and it like skids off and hits one of the pillars beside Isaac. And then the second one just pegs this feral faithful like right in the back and the shoulder, and it's like sticking out of his back now, and it like stumbles forward with a jut, kind of being caught off guard. Does this count as magical or not? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't think so, because it's like my unarmed attacks, right, are magical.
Mhm.
I mean, this is like a natural ranged weapon. I don't really know how I'd classify it as, because this is, it's all ghost fire stuff.
We'll say it's not magical.
That's fine with me.
And is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna bonus action and spend a key point to dash. This is kind of getting dire, and then I'm just gonna move up another 4 squares, but that's all I do.
Okay. You can just look at the map and see if the 4 squares are 4 squares.
There you go, boss.
Rylon, you're not alone now. Stazriel is up there with you, flying in the air. Both you and him and these 2 feral faithful, all just wings flapping around, getting tangled in each other 10 feet above the ground. What do you do?
I use 1 sorcery point and cast command, and I twin the spell on both of these fuckers.
Oh, command? Okay, cool.
And I cast drop.
Drop. The target drops whatever it's holding and then it ends its turn. Oh! That's pretty sick. And so they need to make, what, wisdom saves on that? A 3 and an 11. Fails. Okay, both of them fail. You can hear him typing. I think that was him typing on their turn. They drop their weapon and end their turn. Okay. Is that your turn? Or do you do anything else?
That's my turn.
Alright. It goes on to Stazriel. And Stazriel is next to you. They both, like, in that moment before Stazriel lands the swing, you cast command, order them to drop whatever they're holding, and they drop their weapons and kind of like just pause for a moment. And Stazriel goes to slice one of them in the back with his spear twice. A hit and a miss. A hit for 7. Nezzy, what's going through Ilfharyn's mind right now?
A little bit of panic, I would say, with the sphere being dropped. He is a tactical fighter, and he sets a plan, and that plan is kind of faltering at the moment. People are getting surrounded. There's a lot more people in here than we thought that there would be, and he's also just overcome the exhaustion from haste dropping. But the cogs in his head are turning, and he's forming new plans.
Okay.
So, first off, we're gonna attack the guy in front of me. So, 2 attacks. Once again, I'm not learning, so the first one is normal, second one is cantripped.
Okay. You say you're not learning?
I'm not learning from my mistakes previously of not putting the cantrip on the first attack, yeah.
Okay. A 19 does hit.
A 19, okay. Cantrip, second one, if this even hits, which it does not, because I just don't learn, which is bad for me, but okay. That's 9 damage. Bonus action, we're gonna Misty Step.
Okay.
30 feet, basically behind this guy.
Okay, just trying to get back to the group?
More or less, yep.
Okay.
Which was the plan with the booming blade, so that he would be held in position. But now that's fallen through because I don't learn anything. And then I will move. We'll call it dare.
Okay. Yeah, you're now between Rylon's fight and Isaac's fight, basically.
Correct.
Now, like 60 feet away from the one you just escaped from.
Yep. And that is my turn.
Okay. Isaac's turn. He is going to quickly, like, once over while he's fighting these two, and he's going to fight the one that is more injured. He's going to swing twice at the one that is that Eamon was also targeting. So that's going to be 2 hits for a total of 19 damage. And that is going to put this feral faithful that is like back turned to Eamon down as he like swings once and catches him across the neck and swings second time and cuts like right down. The blade of his sword cuts right through the shoulder of this figure's armor and into his collarbone, and it crumples down, holding onto the blade with one hand before falling down onto its side, dead. And I would put a skeleton there. And that is Isaac's turn because he's not going to move, because that would mean a free attack from this other one. So he's going to go back on the defensive, and it goes over to the Feral Faithful's turn. One of them uses its dash to try and get back to Eamon or Ilfharyn, but instead comes back over to Isaac, where he can't attack because he just dashed. And then the two up top by Rylon just dropped their weapons and ended their turn. And so they're like kind of in a daze where they're not really sure what's going on. And even though one just took a strike from Ilfharyn, there's like a visible look of confusion on his face, like, what? Wait, why did you do that? Kind of. And the last one that is still alive of the 4 is going to swing with his cavalry flail at Isaac twice, missing both hits. And we come over to Undead. You guys are a little bit beat up, but things are kind of turning around.
Okay, so reading more into it, it's a bonus action and my adaptation. It's free to start it again. So I would have just used my bonus action and the key now this turn. So I'm going to use it this turn to move the 4 spaces forward, just to kind of fix what I did last turn. So that's going to be my bonus action to move here. I'm going to use my standard action to move here.
Okay. So you're now 10 feet away from the fight with Isaac.
Yep.
Moving away from the Rylon fight.
And as I use my bonus action to move here, I am going to shoot both barbs at this guy right in front of me.
Okay. 10 misses
10
and an 11 misses.
I miss point blank. And that'll be my turn.
Oh damn, only down to 2. Rylon. Things are kind of simmering down, but both sides are looking exhausted. You guys have spent a lot of your resources, but also the Feral Faithful are looking a little bit beat up as well. And they are now outnumbered by you guys. So perhaps that's something that they're considering. What do you do?
I cast Bless.
Cast Bless? Bless. You bless up to 3 creatures through your choice within range from every creature. Sweet.
Eamon, Ilfharyn, and Azrael.
So for a whole minute, they gain that D4.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. Imon, Ilfharyn, and Stazrael. Okay. And so you bless all 3 of them, and what does that look like?
You fucker. So as I am getting kind of pummeled over here, and I commanded them to drop their weapons, right? A wave of radiant energy shoots out from my body as I'm kind of like had enough, as my wings kind of shoot back like a gust of wind, and the radiant energy shoots out in almost like a beam towards Ilfharyn, Stazrael, and Eamon.
Mm-hmm.
And it just surrounds them in the same kind of tealish radiant energy that I have. And that's
Got you. Okay. And that's your turn?
Yes.
Stazrael now, oddly enough, like kind of blessed by Solima, being a seraph of Zabriel, maybe a bit weird, but he's going to swing twice now. Misses with 1, hits with the other, or
Gets that 2 from his first roll. I don't know if that hits.
it doesn't. He rolled a nat 1.
Okay.
It was a 20 and a nat 1. A 16 and a nat 1. But he hits for 11 damage against this one. This is number 5. As like his spear that's just covered in like crackling lightning just rips through, pierces once into this creature's like midsection, and then like pulls right back out. And then he misses a second strike, and it comes over to Ilfharyn. who, though kind of exhausted after the haste has left him, is now blessed by Solomon.
Wonderful. All right, we're gonna step towards these two that are attacking Isaac, and we're gonna throw out some attacks.
Okay.
First attack is a hit. If this is a miss, I swear to God, dude, I'm just terrible at this game. Okay,
21
17.
and a 17, both hit.
Okay, wonderful. The cantrip on the second one is going to be Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
So, damage on the one I'm attacking is 5 plus 6 plus 2.
Plus 2.
So 13 damage. And then the one next to him is going to take an additional 1d8 plus 3.
The one next to him.
Correct.
Oh.
There's a leaping green flame that goes from the one I attack to the one next to him.
Okay.
And he takes
Maxed
9.
out. Okay. 9. Okay.
Bonus action. I'll go ahead and Serpentine. Give myself another attack.
Okay.
Old trusty.
Yeah.
Actually, will I?
Yes.
I will. Yeah, I will. So, attack, that's a 21. That hits,
21 hits.
for sure. 2
We
damage.
rolled that was magic damage in the last fight. So-
Correct. Are these guys immune to poison?
No.
Okay, so they have to make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20 on a 21 total.
That's a pass.
It's hard-hitting spell. No.
Yeah. Yeah, his big spell was actually Serpentine this whole time. Okay, do you do anything else?
I do not do anything
I think that's the
else.
first time we've seen green flame.
It
Is
is.
that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of iffy to use because two people have to be within 5 feet of each other.
Got you. Okay. All right. Then we pass from that to Isaac, and Isaac is now like reinforced by you. He's going to swing twice against this figure for a 21 and an 18. That includes the bonuses. Yeah. So 21, 18 for
I'm not gonna lie. Stasriel floating is mad creepy.
for a total of 15 slashing damage against this feral faithful. And as it comes to the turn of the feral faithful, they're all, let's see, 1, 2, they're all pretty close to bloodied. Only one of them actually is bloodied, but they've lost about half their numbers. I'm going to rule that these two that just dropped their weapons are going to attempt to flee this, because it is in their character sheet that they are selfish and cowardly. That's why being selfish, they took Malakir's power in an act of selfishness. They flee and hide from their archseraph because they're cowards. They are going to try and fly away.
Fuck him up. Provoke.
Stazriel is going to get one attack off, hitting for 8.
I also give attack of armor.
Yep. You have a mace? You've had a mace this whole time?
Right.
Okay, so a total of the attack misses, but 8 on 5.
Why do you have a -1 on your roll?
Because I have 9 strength.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you missed with the mace, but like quickly draw it and swing it and miss. And the other one is also going to try and flee. So they are leaving. One of them gets caught in the back by Stazriel, a swipe, if you will. And we go on to Eamon's turn. I think it's fair to say that unless you guys, because I'm not one for dragging fights out, unless you guys try and chase these two fleeing figures or try and keep one of these feral faithful alive, then we're gonna wrap up this combat, because it looks like it's gonna be a victory, and I don't want to spend 10 extra turns just to figure that out. So would you guys do anything noteworthy?
I don't think so. I mean, unless directed or asked otherwise, I'm not going to be trying to keep these two alive. They're still here. But maybe somebody else wants to.
Eamon?
Other than killing these guys,
I mean, we know that you have like a huge dislike for Serifs, so I don't know if that would make a difference.
I'm just curious. I've been wanting to do this. Someone's been wanting to do this for a hot minute, so I'm gonna use my. I would at least to like run in this direction, towards the door,
Okay.
and I would cast spend a key point to cast Shatter, centered where I centered it there, on the windows.
Oh,
Where
okay.
these guys are flying, like
Yeah.
these giant glass windows.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it disappeared. But yeah, I attempt to shatter the glass above these guys as they're fleeing out. All those big, nice, painted glass.
Yeah, and like the it's just like a ripple of sort of like a small ripple of thunder, and it reverberates a couple times before all of this glass just breaks all of a sudden, like tempered glass, just in like fragments that starts to rain down from the ceiling or the high walls and just cover the floor below down by the doorway. Probably insult to injury for sure.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy said he shoots fire bolts at them but does not chase. Since he's been cutting out quite a bit, he's just going to be typing, I think. The session is almost over, so we'll wrap it up here soon. A 13 misses on a firebolt. He put a sad face in the chat. Okay, then if nothing else, then we can withdraw from Tail Spider and go from there. We come back. There's a short time skip as you guys clean up the rest of that fight. You're heaving, probably a little bit exhausted. You've definitely all sustained a couple injuries, except Eamon, I think.
I'm good. No, I'm good. I haven't been touched for once.
Just a little bit tired from going hard, but yeah, other than that, he's fine. Stazriel is a little bit wounded. Isaac is a little bit wounded. There are some scratches, some dents, some spots where like the spikes on the flails got through his armor and like little pocked holes, and he takes off his helmet and just tucks it underneath one of his arms, squatting down onto his knees, where he's just like breathing heavily after all this is over. And the room is just now littered with like 6 of these feral faithful corpses, just tattered wings covered in blood, and some of them just really gored, like beaten up. I described one of them, their head was hanging on by like a couple strands of sinew from the front of their neck, and other ones have. That first one that died got pierced through the eye by Ilfharyn's rapier, and so it's a mess of a site for a cathedral or a church. But this is one of Malakir, so you can't feel too bad. And by now, the painting behind the altar has finished burning. That image of that figure transforming from like skeleton to power, or power back to skeleton, based on how you looked at it, is now completely gone, except for like a couple tatters that are just like waving gently in the draft caused by the embers and heat that are there.
That was more troublesome than I thought it was going to be.
Stazriel's like taking deep breath after breath. Are you alright, Rylon?
Rylon would lower down onto the ground level and kind of just like falter down to his knees and just kind of be taking deep breaths.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm alright. I'm alright. Just get what's behind the painting. Just grab it.
And Stazriel's like leaning up against his, like his spear's like tipped downward, and he's leaning up against it, like holding onto like a cane, sort of. And he looks over at Ilfharyn and Eamon.
Eamon, would you mind taking care of that?
Yes, not a problem. Yeah, you'd walk over to the alleged painting, and I'm gonna attempt to lift this thing off the wall and get behind it.
Ilfharyn, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Then coming back to Eamon, who is over there, makes his way. It's like the walk over there is like 150 feet down all the way, and you see lit candles out on the pews to the right and the left, and there are like 20 rows of them, and the tall ceiling, and like everyone's words just echo and reverberate. It's very real building, very strange. There's like an odd sort of feeling in it. And as you make your way over to like down the red carpet, up the steps of the altar, and to where the painting was, you see that there's just it's like behind the painting is this flat surface that is it's dark. It's really dark in this space.
Yeah, I have my lantern. I'm gonna turn that on and have to like peer into this darkness.
You see your reflection back as if looking at a mirror, but the mirror is black.
Oh man, I do not want to stick my arm in whatever this is. He'd look at his inventory.
Yeah, you stuck your hand in enough dark voids, huh?
He'd pull out his favorite item from his pack. He'd kind of set his pack on the ground and pull out a piton.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like poke it towards this mirror-like black hole. See if it goes into the wall or like if it's just solid surface, you know?
It's a solid surface.
Oh. I'd rest my hand against the solid surface?
And as you rest your hand on this solid surface, that is where we are going to end tonight's episode.
Fuck.
He dies. He dies.
No, what do you mean? We have to go another 2 hours. I didn't even get to RP.
And you guys level up to level 8.
Dude, come on, bro. It's been 48 sessions.
It's actually been it's been about 25 or 6 sessions.
Jeez.
And you guys started out at level 3. I mean, like Nezzy and Eamon came in at like what, level 6?
7. I came in at 7.
Yeah, Nezzy came in at 7. Undead came in at 7 or 6.
They've all come in at 7. We've been here for Grippy.
Hey, but you're finally level 8. Look at that.
Shouts out.
Somebody just roll their HP and get a 2.
Yes,
oh my
sir.
god, Undead.
Listen, man. It's what I did for this character. I'm gonna keep on doing it.
These idiots.
Anyways,
for HP.
So that's going to be the end of this week's episode. We appreciate you guys listening in. Our players are probably going to go through their level ups in a second. And like we mentioned before, we're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. Go follow us on those. Subscribe to us on YouTube. If you really liked what you heard, consider giving us a review. We would appreciate it, and it would help us a lot, really bring the podcast into the public eye. And join our Discord. Hang out. That's where you're going to find all the details for future giveaways, which are funded by our generous Patreon subscribers, which we would like to give a shout out to right now. Jimmy, would you mind doing that?
Yes, of course. Shouts out to our party fiends, Xeno and Stags, our party monsters, Cypher, Rook, and Happy Phoenix, our party persons, Senor Hop, party lurkers, Valentine, Bloondig, and Windowman. Thank you guys once again for supporting our podcast, funding all the things we do, our giveaways, our artwork, our just keeping the podcast, the lights on in this place. We truly appreciate your help when it comes to all this stuff. And we look forward to providing all the content going forward.
Yeah, it's been a blast so far, and it is, not that we need the support from Patreon, but it's really a show of like that we're doing something right, that we are entertaining people. So it really means a lot to us. So thank you once again to those of you generous enough to spare us some of your hard-earned money. We appreciate it.
Shouts out to Shout Now.
Anyways, that's the end of this episode, and thanks for being here. Remember, as always, never split the party. Catch you next time.
Adios.
Yeah.